Throughout our history, we have shown that through boycotts, through sit-ins, through different obstacles and strategies, that we have made a significant difference. We have commanded respect and stopped a lot of disrespect. And this is something that we've always done, that's always worked, and this is something that will work now.
The price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Black first, my brothers and my sisters, welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. Listen, I appreciate you guys for being here with us. We have much to discuss this evening. Thank you all for being here. We have a lot of things we got to cover, so I appreciate you guys' patience. That means a tremendous amount to me. That means a lot to the channel. All right, as you guys are coming in, what I would appreciate is you guys hitting that like button. Very important. Hit that like button, subscribe button, share button, all of those things. All right. Excuse me, get some. All right. Now, what we're going to establish is that this boycott of the African businesses, this is not an overreaction. We're not reaching. This isn't an overreaction. This isn't emotional. This isn't any of those things. This is a necessary reaction, and the only reaction that's possible at this juncture to bring about the change that is necessary. All right. This is the only thing that we can do to bring about that change. StreamYard must, okay, that's interesting. The computer's always messing stuff up. So what we have is we've recognized that there are problematic elements within the immigrant community. All right. And in particular, there are problematic elements within the diaspora. So these problematic elements could really all be summed up into three different categories. These categories are, and I have them listed here. These categories are political. Okay, they're politically an issue, they're economically an issue, and they're socially an issue. Okay, I want you guys to remember these things. Now, of course, I have the numbers there, but you know, those things can kind of go either way depending on the circumstance. But politically, economically, and socially, we are noticing that these people are a consistent issue. We are recognizing the pattern that these people are a consistent issue. I'm going to show you all what exactly we mean when we say these things about them. All right. So when we say these, the immigrants, because it's not all, but enough. And the thing is, this, I've said this before, small group of people can cause a lot of damage if those groups of people have gone unchecked. And these groups of people, which are the tethers, have gone unchecked, unregulated, okay, without any type of restriction or pushback from their communities. All right. So with this being done, it's been built up into this massive catastrophe that now we have to put a stop to. So let's get into the categories. But before we do that, what I would appreciate from every single last one of you guys to do is hit that like button. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be hitting the copyright disclaimer to establish to YouTube that everything we play thus forth is protected under the guise of fair use. All right, I will be right back. You guys hit that like button and we'll get into it. We got some stuff to cover tonight, y'all. All right. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. It seems like there's a little number confliction going on with StreamYard and YouTube. If you guys see the numbers kind of going up and down, like acting funny, just keep on. We're just gonna keep on because the message got to continue. All right, the message has to continue. So before we go, let's get to one of the first things, and I put this first in the category. Let's get to the political issue of what we're having to deal with when it comes to these immigrants from the diaspora. Okay, I want to introduce you guys the okay issues. Now, right now, you all understand that we're having a very big nationwide movement as far as reparations. Now, the reparations movement was it started off really being a nationwide movement, and then it kind of evolved into something that is a nationwide movement still, but it's also a state movement. So now we have each states having the conversations about reparations. Mainly the states are California and New York. These are the big states right now that are having the big major task force and meetings and hearings about reparations. Now you have things like, Evanston and Illinois, and you have other things that discuss other states that discuss reparations. But these are the main two biggest states as of right now that are discussing reparations. And right now, what we are seeing is we're seeing an influx of people come in, and people, immigrants rather, come in, tethers rather, come in, and they're coming in disrupting that. All right. So let me play some clips of evidence.
A couple things.
Okay. You guys remember this, and we got to play all of this stuff because this goes into the first category. Politically, these people are coming in and politically being opposition. All right. And a problem for foundational Black Americans.
And I'm
not just going to say it. I'm going to show you
a couple things is, all right. How many people in the United States today are actually descendants of slave owners? Forget descendants of slaves. Let's hold that to the side. Descendants of slave owners. You've had massive immigration into the United States over the last 150 years. So now you're going to say that people who immigrated to the United States, who are not descendants of slave owners, were not descendants of that trade, now they're going to be responsible for paying that out going forward. My mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of Black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade. So I already know off top, there's a lot of Black people in America who aren't going to be able to get that kind of benefit or get reparations.
But what does it have to, and see, this is the issue, because it doesn't have anything to do with them. If you already know off top that it's not going to be about you, it doesn't, then why are you being opposition to it? They're being opposition to it because he told the truth when he said it, because he understands that this is not about him. All right. And this is something that we're dealing with a lot of them, which is why they keep trying to make it seem like this is a race-based issue of reparations.
Most people who are for reparations, they feel like it should go to what they call foundational Black Americans anyway.
And I agree with that point. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out, these are the reasons for why I'm no. So now
they do support reparations for what Leonard just.
Did you hear that? Hold on. But these are the reasons for, and I'm going to just say that, these are the reasons for why I'm no. Did you hear him? He said, these are the reasons for why I'm no. This is the reason why I do not support reparations. That's what he said. Okay. Those are the words that came out of his mouth. His mom or his mom and dad are immigrants from the Caribbean. So he's not going to get it. And those are the reasons he doesn't support it. All right. So that goes into the political thing, because now we're having a political battle as far as that's concerned. Now you also have
on topic as important as this one.
Task force. Remember this, Coleman Hughes.
Nothing I'm about to say is meant to minimize that our desire to fix the past compromises our ability to fix the present. Think about what we're doing today. We're spending our time debating a bill that mentions slavery 25 times, but incarceration only once, in an era with no Black slaves, but nearly 1 million Black prisoners.
So, yeah, and he can say that because his family's not from here. So it's very easy for him to come up here and say, well, who's a slave today? It's very easy for him to come to another country. And when you talk about no Black slaves today, that really belittles the significance in the harm done, because there doesn't have to be a living slave today, even though technically, there is, but there doesn't technically have to be a slave today for the harm to still be felt. And right now we are dealing with the harm that is still being felt from slavery. Okay. Because that harm that was felt from slavery, that got carried on to the Black laws, then that got carried on to Jim Crow, then that got carried on to redlining, and that got carried on to all of these other things. All of these other things that we've been fighting in this country, that all of that harm stems from slavery. Okay, it's not like things got fixed and then we went through another problem. This is not another problem. This is really an evolution of the problem that we've been going through the entire time. So it's very easy to dismiss that by saying, well, no, there's no slaves today. But let's focus on jail, because that would also benefit his community. But they don't want reparations because reparations wouldn't benefit his community. Our reparations specifically wouldn't benefit his community. All right. So these are the things that we have to worry about. These are the things that we have to deal with. Remember this. I mean, we got to go through these receipts, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, because it's very important that y'all hit that like button, because we got it tonight. We got it tonight. Okay, look at this. Remember him?
Line, folks. All of those things are going to happen. So if y'all think I'm joking, if y'all saying there Roller go trying to scare us, there he go fear mongering. Oh, and let me go ahead and say, y'all can go to that little reparations rally on Saturday, November 5th. Y'all ain't getting nothing, not even HR 40, if they control the House and the Senate. Zero. You ain't getting HR 39, 40, 41, 42, 45. You can rewrite it all day. You can have Darity. You can have Yvette, Antonio. They can do whatever they want. You will get nothing.
Now, okay. Now remember this. Remember this, y'all. Hold on, because we're gonna have.
If you walk through this neighborhood,
when I told y'all we're gonna prove today without a shadow of a doubt the 3 categories of them tethering and them being a problem, I'm still focused on the first category. All of this is political. I'm literally still on the first category right now. All right. Remember, this is also like a task force or something like that about reparations in New York. Remember?
or you walk through Park Slope and you look at the alternate side parking signs, the requirement to move your car is like 1 day a week. On Monday, you can't park here for 30 minutes because we're assuming that your streets are very clean. But if you go into Crown Heights in my district, if you go into Southeast Queens in Councilmember Natasha Williams' district, if you go into predominantly black and brown communities across New York City, then you see 4 times a week we have to clean your neighborhoods because we're assuming, and they do have.
See, all of that black and brown, these people will get up there and they'll act like they'll cosplay us and act like they're our representatives. And then next thing you know, it's a conversation about black and brown and just people of color, because a lot of them view themselves kind of as brown, if we're going to be honest with it. A lot of them view themselves as brown, which is why they always consistently advocate for black and brown, because that's how they see themselves, as brown. They see themselves as brown. This is the truth of the matter. All right, this is the truth. When we're talking about reparations, we're gonna go there tonight. We are literally going to go there tonight. All right, let's hold on. Let me get to some other things. I got, because boy, there's some other receipts about it. Remember, every single time we talk about reparations, we have this issue. Come on.
You know, is it fair that there's no reparations, no restitution, nothing?
So should the Japanese? Yeah,
okay.
That was more recent. The internment camps were more recent. Should the Japanese get reparations?
Sure.
Should the Irish get reparations, by the way? Irish need not apply signs when they came here during the progressive era. Sure. I mean, how far do we want to take this down? Are we acknowledging that there are ugly spots in history? Because 60% of the world would be entitled to slave reparations if you wanted to play that game. What about the people that exist under the Roman Empire? What about the people that exist under the Ottoman Empire? What about the peasants that existed under kings? I mean, how far do people really want to take this argument before they acknowledge that there are ugly spots in human history, right?
Now, notice that none of these people who are so against reparations and so talk about how modern things need to be and how reparations is all about reparations is about the future and we need to focus on reparations today. Notice that they don't say anything close to that, resembling that about CARICOM. Notice that it's nothing about CARICOM is ever like that, but you'll have people come up there and they'll either represent us in 2 ways. Okay, they'll either say that we don't deserve reparations. They'll get on panels and boards and things like that and say we don't deserve reparations, or they'll say we should have reparations for everybody. That's what they'll do. Either we don't deserve it or we should have reparations for everybody, because they really want to take our reparations. All right. And the fact that we've delineated is why they have an issue. So they feel like because we've delineated, if they can't take our reparations, they don't want us to have it. That's just really the truth of the matter. All right. And we got the receipts to back that up.
Can I ask you this too? Let's just say he had not vetoed the bill and the bill is signed into law. How far away, and I don't even know if you can really answer this, from that bill to actual reparations? Like, would it still be years in the process? Because I'm trying to think if he didn't veto it and it went through, how close?
Speaking of veto, they're talking about another damn tether, Wes Moore. Remember Wes Moore vetoing the reparations bill? Now, Wes Moore, he's not vetoing anything that goes for the Caribbean. Okay, he wouldn't veto anything for the Caribbean or for immigrants, because he's the one who identifies as a child of an immigrant mother. All right, so just keep that in mind. This is a non-FBA. This is a tether discussing what another tether has done as far as reparations. Just keep that in perspective.
Are you to actually getting any type of reparation for people in Maryland?
I think it depends on the type of compensation and the type of repair. So, for example, if you look at California, when they finished theirs, they have not distributed any type of cash payments, but they've went into passing several other laws that are a part of the reparative justice process. In terms of Maryland, the study was set to conclude in 2027. So then that's the 2-year process of basically a trial of crimes against humanity in Maryland. And then it would have a slew of recommendations for our legislators to then come up with all these new bills that they can then make into law that would be a part of reparations. So it could include education, it could include housing, it could include land back for Black communities that were displaced. And again, those are things that you actually don't really have to wait for the commission to end on. So like, for example, in California with Bruce's Beach, they were able to return that land with or without that commission. So that, again, the commission doesn't stop anything, but it helps to give this more robust point of view or understanding for the overall community to get repair, including speaking with economists that go in and study the amount of people that were enslaved in Maryland.
Why is it such an important issue, and why is it such an important thing, something that you have put so much energy and time behind?
So, for example, if there was a community that was displaced or had redlining, and then
hold on, I had to fast forward it. This is where she tries to like lump it all together. Listen to this.
Discriminatory practices, that reparations movement.
Why is it such an important issue, and why is it such an important thing, something that you have put so much energy and time behind?
Sure. So who gets the reparations is determined by the harm.
Okay.
So there are 3 errors of harm that many activists include within the reparations movement. The first error of harm is the transatlantic slave trade and chattel slavery. So the who there would be descendants of Africans enslaved in the United States. The second error of harm is Jim Crow. Jim Crow is a continuation, a vestige of chattel slavery, and also a slew of discriminatory practices that would include descendants of Africans enslaved in the United States and some Black immigrant groups that were here around the time of Jim Crow that might have also endured redlining or any other discriminatory laws that were passed at the time.
So I'll pause you right there real quick.
So do you see that? Are we tripping? Are we tripping? Hold on, let's play that back for a little bit. Let's play that back. Do you see
Flesh
that?
that
Are
out.
we tripping? Okay, because she's talking about, yeah, it should be for everybody, for people who experience harm. It's not lineage based. Now, let me ask y'all a question. CARICOM is not about people who quote unquote experienced harm. It's about their lineage and their ancestry. in heritage. But they want to come over here and then get in the mix of our reparations and talk about it's about harm. So in some way, we can be included in that as well too, even though we willfully came here. We knew what America was. We knew how America got down, and we voluntarily decided to come here, but we should get the same reparations y'all get. This is what, and I'm telling y'all, this is one of the categories of policy that we have an issue with. This is why we're saying, hey, all that stuff, we got to stop. We got to stop that stuff. We got to stop that. We got to stop that. Now, of course, I'm sure you guys can't forget the most notorious one. I don't think we have a one that's more notorious than this one right here.
Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting.
Now, I know some people, well, yeah, Afro, you be saying Kamala not Black. So what are you talking about? Well, you know what? She's not Black, but she's still a tether. She's just something different. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Don't know what to tell you. She's not Black at all, but she's an Indian tether. That's just what it is. That is what it is, man. It is what it is. She's a very rare breed of Indian. She's an Indian tether. That's what it is. All right.
At the same place, and they're not starting on equal footing. It will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right?
Right. Okay. See, this is the problem. This is the problem right here. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Do you understand? All right. Then you also have tethers like this. This is Austin Huge or Change. Sorry. Okay. He's a tether who tried to get into politics to cancel Black History Month. If you guys don't know about that, it was like a year or two ago. He tried to become the governor, I think, of Michigan, and tried to actually get rid of Black History Month as a month that's recognized. All right. So these are the political obstacles that they are coming in and putting there. All right. And I could literally spend a whole live talking about that. But we still got some more other stuff we want to discuss. All right. As far as some stuff, I'm just going to give you a couple more receipts. This is Yvette Clarke. Yvette Clarke is a Jamaican who also serves on boards for the Congressional Black Caucus and for the Immigrant Caucus. So she's on different boards and different panels discussing different issues for different groups of people. This is what she has to say. Listen to this. This is very telling.
The United States is a nation of immigrants. And while some were captured and bought in shackles and enslaved in this nation earlier on and did not come of their own volition, this nation ultimately is a nation that has been repopulated over time by people who have come from around the world. That should be the basis from which all conversations about the future of this nation is conducted.
Hold on. Did y'all hear? Let me break that down. First off, in the narrative and the lie that the United States is a nation of immigrants, that's deliberately there to say that immigrant populations are more significant and matter more than we do. And then she followed that up by saying, because of the upcoming population, they should be the basis of ongoing conversations. The conversations about the future of the way the country should go should be about the immigrants. And she makes a distinction between the immigrants and then us as foundational Black Americans, the descendants of American slaves. She makes a distinction and says, I understand what happened to you all, but the future should be about us. Let me play that back so that can really migrate in you guys' head. That marinating you guys' head. Let me play that back. It's a nation of immigrants, and the basis of the future should be about us.
And while some were captured and bought in shackles and enslaved in this nation earlier on, and did not come of their own volition, this nation ultimately is a nation that has been repopulated over time by people who have come from around the world. That should be the basis from which all conversations about the future of this nation is conducted.
Okay. All right. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see exactly what we're talking about when we say things like that? So this is why we have issues when they come over here and they do stuff. This is why we have these issues. This is exactly why. Because now they're viewing it like it should be about them. All right. And this is one of the issues, one of the categories that they're having an issue, that we're having an issue with them. When we talk about politically, now we can talk about economically. Economically, they come over here and they, because of the shared race or whatever, they leapfrog. They're allowed to leapfrog Black people, and they're allowed to take away resources out of our community and benefits from us, and then give it to their community, while they also brag about how much more intelligent they are and how much harder workers they are. Now look at this. Somebody says we're divisive. I say, all right. And look at this. All right. This is a scholarship of 2025. This isn't old. This is new. This is recent. It says HCPA 2025 scholarships available. It says about us. We believe in the power of education to transform lives. This is a $1,500 scholarship supports bright minds who are of Caribbean descent. Caribbean descent. Wow, okay. It says that have a minimum of 3.3 GPA and are enrolled in an undergrad or graduate Texas school. Okay. Can I ask y'all a question? Y'all know I like my questions. Is this divisive? Is this not divisive? Now, when we say, okay, well, we want something specifically for our lineage, and it needs to be specifically and exclusively for our lineage, and they be all like, oh, why is that's so divisive? You shouldn't have to do that. But there's a whole bunch of little set-asides and different programs and stuff like that they're a part of. You got a bunch of resources going to immigrants and the new Americans and all of that stuff. Come on now. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Because they can come over here and and I want you to understand something. All of this is off of the Black struggle. Every single time that there's a scholarship and a program and all of this stuff, all of this stems from the Black struggle that has existed in this country because of us, because of slavery, because of redlining, because of Jim Crow, all right? Because of Wall Street and the Highway Act and all of these things, Emmett Till, all of the civil rights, all of these things, it's because of us. The reason why we have a affirmative action or a DEI or a scholarship program for disenfranchised people, and what they do is we should be in the front of the line, and then they come and reach right past us and grab the resources. And we're dealing with this time and time and time again. And when they do it, nobody calls them divisive. Nobody says nothing about it. They can do it, and there's specific set-asides and resources there specifically for them, and that's fine. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Nobody's upset about that. Nobody is. It's cool. It's cool. Let's be. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. All right. I got some other stuff I wanna show you guys real quick as far as the whole thing about the because there's a lot of stuff about quote unquote new Americans, and we got to set up different set asides and stuff like that for new Americans and whatnot. Hold on, let me pull this one thing up. All right, hold on, where is it? Okay, I'm waiting for it to load. Okay, hold on. There is. Okay. Because they have different new American setups. I'm looking at this thing. It's taking a while for the website to pull up. The website's kind of frozen right now. So you guys just bear with me, please. But it's taking a while. But they got different new American funding and all of this stuff specifically for Africans and Caribbeans. Okay. They got specific stuff for Africans and Caribbeans to receive funding that we don't receive. Okay. Hold on, look at this. While they want to call us divisive, let me pull this receipt up real quick for you guys. I don't know why it's been acting kind of janky. No, close that. It's been acting kind of janky today, but you guys just bear with me, all right? I don't know what's going on. It's StreamYard just did a new update, so y'all already know how that is. It says the USADF, African, not African American. Okay, not African descendant, whatever they say, African Women Entrepreneurship Program. Okay, reimagined grant. This ain't a loan. This is a grant. Okay, in 2024, up to $100,000. Do you see this? Now, when we talk about, damn, okay, y'all coming over here and y'all, it seems like y'all getting resources left and right. Y'all don't even got to be asking for really too much of anything. And then next thing you know, they getting resources and they will sit up there and brag about how much better they're doing than us. When they coming over here getting not loans, grants. It's a big difference because y'all don't got to pay that back. They're getting grants. And then they say, if we want something specifically for us, then that's divisive. These things are divisive. We got that. We got Caribbean scholarships and all of this stuff. These things that are supposed to be for everybody, right? These things should be for everybody, but yet these things are specifically for them. Now, where are Pan-Africanists? That's what I want to know. That's my question. The Pan-Africanists who are talking about we should all be getting along and all that. Where are all of them? Okay. I just want to know, because y'all don't seem to have an issue when things get divisive, when we get the short end of the stick. But it seems like when we're the ones prioritized, then things are divisive and it's immoral. All right. So I cannot help but notice that. Okay. Hold on. Let me show you something else. Hold on, because I got some more receipts. Because we got receipts tonight. Just waiting for my laptop to act straight, but we got some more receipts. Let me pull things up. Y'all bear with me, and as y'all doing that, what I would greatly appreciate y'all doing is hitting the like button. Y'all making sure y'all hit that like button. Okay. All right, let me see. Oh, there's another thing that I just saw. Somebody just sent me something. Don't you love how things work? Look at this, y'all. Now, when we talk about receipts, I want you guys to see this. Oh, let me pull this up the screen. All right. These are some of the receipts we got. This is a Dr. Martin Luther King scholarship that we're seeing. This is in the category of economics. Okay, this is the economic category where they're coming in and they're becoming a problem, because we actually have foundational Black Americans who should be receiving this stuff. We should be receiving this stuff, and yet we're not receiving this stuff because we got people who are clearly non-FBA who are receiving damn scholarships based off of foundational Black American activists. I mean, and I'm not just talking about one. Look at these last names. Now, we can't go to their land and get any type of preferential treatment at all. We can't go to their land, to their nation, to their country and get anything like that whatsoever. But yet they're coming over here and they're skipping the line. They're using us as a damn ramp. All right. Look at look. I'm talking about name after name after name after name. And what's funny is all of this, like I said before, all of this is based off of the black struggle, the black plight, our fight. This is all based off of that. Yet, when we say something about it, it's being divisive because we should share. But we're noticing that this stuff gets disproportionately sent to them. It's disproportionately given to them. And we're noticing the pattern because there's not even enough of you guys for you guys to be focused so much without it being deliberate. You guys are not nearly the population we are, but it seems like all of the grant scholarships, all of that stuff gets handed to you guys. It can't be a coincidence. This has to be deliberate. So these are some of the economic obstacles that they're coming over here and causing. And by doing so, the insult to injury is that they'll come over here and say, well, y'all been here for generations and generations and generations, so how are we doing better than y'all? We must just be smarter, okay? When you have the dominant society that gives them preferential treatment. Look at this.
It actually also affects African Americans in a very interesting way, which is actually universities and the corporate employers are literally, this is true, they literally import Africans so that they don't have to hire African Americans because they still count as black. There was a great story, the thing that woke me up to this, there was a story in the New York Times 20 years ago about Harvard. This is Harvard admits, black students, but which ones, back when the New York Times could talk about these things honestly. And it quoted actually.
Did you see that? They like to hire immigrants. They prefer to hire immigrants because they can still be considered as black. So that means they can still keep their quota. That's what that means. They can keep their quota and say, hey, well, hold on. No, we do have black people. We got the black people. They're here now. You can't say this is racist or is about race, but they're deliberately looking past us and trying to hire immigrants because there is a a strategy to disenfranchise us in particular. All right. Do you understand and this is the economic issue. These are economic issues and problems. Now, the social issue and the social problem goes into the economic issue and the economic problem. All right. All of these things go together. Now you also have the the political problem, the economic problem, and the social problem. Now we're dealing with the social category, the social issue, the social problem. Okay. So you'll have tethers who are coming here and they'll just be mad, disrespectful, talk about how much better they're doing. And I'm giving you guys all the receipts to let you guys know that we're not just making anything up. This isn't out of hate. This has been a long issue, a big issue. All right.
It's going to tick a lot of black Americans off, bro. I'm just saying. I started looking at how other blacks in America, non-Native Americans, perform in the same context. Now, I'm Nigerian. Shout out to my Niger boys and Niger girls out there. And so, a lot of people don't like Nigerians. But a lot of the data, whether it's in Canada, US, UK.
I want you guys to remember when the guy said a lot of people don't like Nigerians, because we're going to get back to that. I just want you guys to remember that. He was like, yeah, a lot of people don't like Nigerians. We're gonna touch on that a little bit later. Okay, just remember he said that, all right? Just remember.
Wherever you go, immigrant communities, black immigrant communities, especially Nigerians, tend to outperform,
crush the game,
everybody else,
killing the game, like outperforming white people, killing the game,
outperforming. They're still, I think, numerically the smaller number, but outperforming other locally born black Americans.
That's right.
And then I was like, there's something to, there's a.
That's not
Let's talk about what foundational black Americans are. So the term refers to a concept coined by activist and filmmaker Tariq Nasheed. It's used to describe Black individuals in the United States who are descendants of African people enslaved in the U.S. prior to the abolition of slavery in 1865. Here we go. I want to start off with you, Shelley.
My never to be humble opinion is that this movement is a way to further segregate and divide Black people, give me a second, and have these FBAs use this one as a good separation technique or a good segregation technique. Now, let me say this. I don't give a damn who you associate with, who you want to be called, or what group. I don't really care. But I think this particular issue is a way for, I'm going to say, maybe more conservatives to use as, oh, I'm separating myself because I am a slave or have ancestors that were slaves or whatever. I don't care. Ultimately, I am a foundational Black American. I was born here.
And, you know, a lot of people talk about being separate and all of this other stuff. Well, look, you could do that now. Find yourself an island in the South Pacific and just go be separate. But most people don't even know how to feed themselves without a supermarket. So that's something that would break down very quickly.
Now, these foundational Black Americans, the authority, whoever they are, I've never heard of such. And no, you may not claim me in your group, you know, just because I happen to be born an American, right? Born an American with beautifully melanated skin, but American nonetheless, right? We're not going to start dividing ourselves into these little pockets that make it easier for people to take advantage of other people.
And let me tell you something, I'm sick of FBAs, okay?
I'm sick of them too. I'm just sick of people begging all the damn time.
Yeah, you can actually walk down Baltimore and step in human feces, and it's generally from an FBA, okay?
Okay. You see that? Now, when we talk about their homeland, then it becomes, oh, y'all don't gotta go there. Don't do that. Oh, you gotta understand the government. No, no, we're not playing that game. No, we're not doing that. And they will sit up there and they giggling and ha and kiki and laughing and all of this stuff. All right. And that's all we got to say. Okay. Because we got the receipts to show you guys that these people are a huge issue. And I got some stuff. I know this is some stuff that you guys, a couple of you guys have seen before, but I got some stuff that you guys haven't seen before. Okay. Hold on. And I'm letting you guys, hold on. Come on.
One thing that I'm so proud of is the fact that as Black Africans, we're starting to realize that we don't have to look up to Black Americans. We don't. Black Americans have never influenced any sort of good on us, bro. It's always been shaking bombs, gangs, and all this type of weird things, dog. Like, it's always been that. Never a good thing. Finally, as Black Africans, we're starting to realize our worth. Like, honestly speaking, bro, they have to look up to us, not the other way around.
Do you see? This is not just one person or two people. I'm showing you this receipt because y'all may like, y'all can't judge the whole diaspora off of Myron. Y'all can't judge the whole diaspora off of Candace. Y'all can't judge the whole diaspora off of one or two people. I'm showing you this is really the everyday African and the everyday Caribbean. This is the everyday Black immigrant who's doing this. This is the everyday person. Or on the regular, we're dealing with this stuff, and these receipts span from years. On the regular, we've been hearing stuff like this as they're cosplaying us.
Sick and tired of hearing a lot of people saying things about Black people this, Africa this, and that. Let's get some facts straight. If you hate Africa so much, that's fine. Don't try to find out where your ancestors are from. It's okay, you're born here, accept that. We accept that too. But we never force our narratives on you that are over here or people who claim to be born over here. That's fine. But you guys find it so okay and normal to talk nonsense and say stupid things about Africans or the people that migrated from Africa to the United States. Like it's like it's the end of the world for them. Listen, let me tell you something you don't understand. Just because we come over here to adventure into things does not make us less of who we are. You should be actually grateful for the fact that Africans come over to the United States or to the other countries to help liberate you guys from the things you don't even know.
We should be grateful for them, Nigerians in particular, for liberating us.
Okay? It's just like in the Bible, like when God told Adam and Eve not to eat the forbidden fruit. I'll put it this way. We are the forbidden fruit. There's a lot of things you guys didn't know existed until we started coming here. If we didn't come here, some of you wouldn't even have that mindset to be trying to endeavor in different type of businesses.
Okay? These people literally, and they are centering themselves, these people literally believe that we owe them something. We owe them something. The consistent disrespect, the consistent attacks, the consistent disparaging of our culture, the mocking of our culture. All right. They do this all of the time. Hold on. Look. Come on. We're not playing no games.
Americans, please leave Africans out. I really hope this lands because I'm sick and tired of seeing this conversation on FYP. There was a time you guys were arguing that Africans say that you guys are not African enough. That was also a problem. Now you don't want to be African. It is okay. I promise you, none of us calls you African American. The entire Africa calls you guys Black American. We don't think you're African Americans. We don't even think you're African. You guys are so different from. You don't have manners. We have manners. And what culture are you talking about that Africans steal from you? That's the funniest bit I've heard. What culture? They're not like us. You're not like us. We're not like you. Is that your culture? Africa has 54 countries and we have over 1 billion tribes. Each tribe is attached to tradition and norms. We do culture things that you don't even have. For example, I am a Muganda from Uganda. That's my tribe. And we have Buganda things that we do in our Buganda kingdom. We have the Basoga, the Banyankole. Do you even know what that is? Define culture. What culture do we copy? Do you even have culture? If I ask you what's your tribe in Black America, like what's your tribe? Do you even know what that is? Give me 3 culture norms that you have or traditions that you do.
Okay. Do you see that? Now, when we say something about it, you'll have people be like, yeah, I mean, she was wrong. Everybody wants to soft shoe it when it's them. But yet when we say something, then it becomes we're a cult. We become a hate group. We're a cult and a hate group if we say anything disparaging about them or their culture. If we say anything at all slightly disparaging about them or their culture, then it's us and we're a hate group and all of this stuff. That's what they'll start doing, all right? After they can disparage our culture, say we don't have a culture. Remember this.
I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture. I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture. Americans got culture. Keep rolling.
I need somebody with culture.
Americans don't have culture.
I got culture.
We got the culture. We are the culture.
Who the culture?
We are the culture. Globally, they know about Black Americans.
No, hold on. We not
globally, they know.
Okay, do you see that? Now, let me show y'all something else. I mean, they will literally go ahead and keep on disparaging. And then when we bring up what our culture is, there is this consistent effort to strip us from any bit of culture we have whatsoever. Look at this. Okay, there's a consistent thing of mocking our culture.
My hair.
Look.
Every time I hear somebody say that Black Americans have no culture, I think
you're the reason why people keep on asking this question because
okay. Now, and it is very simple. Anytime she hears Black Americans have no culture, which is because they keep saying that, this is not something we're making up. They're literally making videos that are going viral saying this. So it's not like, who is saying that y'all don't have a culture? Who is saying that y'all don't have a culture? Y'all the ones saying that. And then she said, okay, well, we got We got recipes, soul food, hip hop music. Now we got a lot of other stuff too, but listen to what he has to say.
Every time I hear somebody say that Black Americans have no culture, I think
you're the reason why people keep on asking this question, because you don't even know how to answer this question. When asked, what is Black American culture? You need to actually show Black American culture, you know, like they do in Louisiana, for example. They have actual Black American culture, but you're coming out here showing up.
I don't like the fact that he said, yeah, they have actual Black American culture. Let me say something real quick. Louisiana is rich with FBA culture. Shout out to Louisiana. Louisiana has tons of FBA culture. One of the things that's so unique about our culture is that because we live in a country that's so big, different states have their own little subgroups of different cultures. So Louisiana has a lot of rich culture and unique culture. Louisiana has culture, but New York also has a unique, different culture too. Starting with the Harlem Renaissance and all of that stuff. New York has a lot of rich FBA culture. So does LA. LA has a lot of rich FBA culture. It's all different. So does Chicago. Chicago has a lot of rich FBA culture. So does Atlanta. Atlanta has a lot of FBA culture. In Texas, okay? And we can go on and on and on. Mississippi, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina. We can go on and on and on. Detroit? We can literally go on and on and on. All right. Ohio, we can go on and on and on about this. And that's the unique thing about our culture, is because in different states, we've developed a subgroup of the culture. Now, the culture is still the lineage culture. It still falls under the umbrella of the FBA lineage, but there's different cultures, like different musics, different foods, different dances, different arts, different fashion that exists within these different regions of the country. All right. So when people say, well, y'all don't really have a tribe, to be very honest, the way we would look at it is like a state almost being considered a tribe. The way we kind of have developed it, the way we've developed culture uniquely by state to state, it's almost as if it's a different tribe. The issue is that what the hell? Okay. Okay. Yeah, my bad. Am I good? If I'm good, put the thumbs up. Give me the thumbs up. I don't know what just happened. If I'm good. Okay. Yeah, it did freeze for a little bit, right? But anyway, what I was saying, we don't carry the same tribalistic behavior that you all do. So Chicago cares about Chicago, and people care about what's going on in Chicago, but Chicagoans also care about what's going on in Los Angeles. All right. And Los Angeles also cares about what's going on in Mississippi, and Mississippi cares about what's going on in Texas, and Texas cares about what's going on in Atlanta cares about what's going on in New York, and we all do things to assist each other. Okay, that's why when Flint, Michigan needed some help, you had people from across the state who divorced any sense of tribalism to come together and help, or natural disasters that might go on in South Carolina, North Carolina, the southern region during hurricane season. Because we don't, even though we do have ethnic pride, and then we do have to a degree pride in the city that we're from, we don't allow that pride to blind us into the unity that we're supposed to have with each other. That's the difference between us and y'all. It's not that we don't have uniqueness, like you guys try to claim you have uniqueness. You guys have just stupidly allowed your uniqueness, quote unquote, to blind you guys and to be a veil over you guys' head for you to see the bigger picture. The thing is, with us, we have never lost taste or sight of the bigger picture. We always keep our eye on the ball. So even though we have a pride in our ethnicity, pride in our city, pride in what's even street to a degree, You got people from different streets on the same city, okay? Even block to a degree. We still don't allow that to make us lose track of the bigger picture like they have always done. That's the difference. Now let's continue with this.
Plate of food and some dude with a radio. What does that have to do with anything? Let's go with the plate. On your plate, you have collard greens. Africans also have collard greens. It is cooked the exact same way. In Congo, for example, we call it ndunda. Same thing. And
okay. And notice how easy he's trying to damn dismiss everything every single time. Every single time we bring up something significant when it comes to culture, it's always them trying to dismiss that. It's always them trying to belittle that like some damn white supremacist. It's always them trying to be like, y'all didn't really do that. I don't know. Y'all cook collard greens in Africa. I don't know of that, to be honest. I don't know exactly all of y'all African recipes and dishes, but I don't know y'all for cooking collard greens. I know collard greens being a Black American thing. That's what I know of. Okay? And I have eaten African food. And they do not be serving collard greens like that. Collard greens is not no big staple in Africa. All right? It is not. Let's not do that. And even if it was, that doesn't take it away from it being our culture too. And even if y'all did sell something or cook something similar to greens, I promise you it's not the same. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you if y'all made some version of greens, maybe with the same ingredients, but y'all would cook it differently, I can guarantee you it's not the same. I guarantee you it's not. Okay, now let's let them go ahead and try to dismiss our culture.
On top of that, you have the audacity to show mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. Two of the most European creations ever. I remember one time I saw a guy who said, oh, mac and cheese is in Black American creation. Listen. Y'all need to be serious. Okay, when you start talking about things like this, you need to be serious. This is why people look at you funny, because you're saying things that don't make sense. A guy said mac and cheese is a Black American creation. He said some dude named Heming. I think Heming created it. No, he did not create it. Maybe he helped popularize it. I don't know, but he did not create it. Mac and cheese. Listen. Cheese is probably one of the most French things that you will find out here. Cheese. And don't even get me started on mac. That's literally short for macaroni. That's an Italian word, okay? So how come a French thing and an Italian thing is part of your culture? This is the...
First off, do you see how dismissive every single time we bring up our cultures? She didn't disrespect no African people or their culture. All she said is we have culture, and he's coming and trying to be a damn contrarian. Every single time we bring up our culture, you try to be a contrarian. Now, if we say your culture is getting pissed on by camels, which is, we have videos of that. If we say your culture is eating mosquito nuggets, if we say your culture is eating monkey tails, if we say your culture is eating that, y'all would call us divisive. Y'all would say we're hateful. If we say y'all be sitting up there, y'all know y'all be smashing flies and making sandwiches out of that, y'all would say we're wrong. But then when we say something about our culture, here y'all come in the mix talking about, no, that's French. No, we got that over there. No. Y'all come in here and try to be so damn contrarian to every single thing that we do. This dude is in America. Your culture is being a loser. That's what your culture is. That's what your people's culture is. How about we do that? Your culture is being a failure in life. And I don't care what he does. You want to talk about macaroni. Macaroni has evolved because of foundational Black Americans. So you can damn near say we did invent macaroni, if we're going to be honest. Okay, because the person who bought macaroni to the States, even though it was from Europe, because Europeans had cheese and pasta. That's really what macaroni originally was. It was cheese and pasta. All right. And it was a foundational Black American slave, okay, who was a chef for Thomas Jefferson, who bought macaroni over here. His name is James Hemmings. He bought macaroni and it evolved really in the South, if we're going to be honest. Shout out to the South. It really evolved in the South. This is why our macaroni as foundational Black Americans is so uniquely different from everybody else's macaroni, which is why now you're starting to see restaurants sell macaroni. Restaurants wasn't always selling macaroni. Now you see macaroni be so popular. Macaroni is sold on every single holiday. Every holiday they selling a whole bunch of things because we have popularized, made an American thing, and then because of our Southern culture of it, we've popularized it. That's why when you go to restaurants, you'll see real, actual, it's not like real, but you'll see macaroni because there's a difference. There is a difference between picture A and picture B. Okay. Yeah, they are still macaroni by name. Technically, I guess you can call one both of them macaroni. I suppose I guess possibly, but when people talk about macaroni, we are only talking about one thing. Okay, and that's what the world thinks about when they talk about macaroni. All right. So y'all was doing a Kraft mac and cheese thing where it was just some kind of like cheese soup in pasta. That's damn near what y'all had. Cheese soup with pasta. It was like some liquid cheese. It wasn't creamy. It was a weird aftertaste. The noodles weren't really done that well. It was weird. Y'all made some very weird alien-like macaroni until a foundational Black American, shout out to James Hemmings, he came over there and he said, you know what? The concept is good, but we're going to make it better. Let me put my foot in this pot of macaroni. Let me put my foot in this. And now macaroni is a nationwide staple of America. While you sitting up there trying to dismiss that, he doesn't have any recipes that people are paying to see. Okay. Nobody's tripping off what the hell they eat. Nobody, not even them. But you see, just the instinct to be disrespectful. She wasn't even saying anything disrespectful or she didn't try to agitate nobody with what she was saying, but just the instinct of, oh, I gotta put them down. No, I gotta make them feel like they're nothing. I gotta make them feel like they don't have any culture. Okay, and you wonder why when we delineate and when we fire back at y'all be feeling so upset about it because of that.
Reason why people keep on asking y'all.
I get passionate about macaroni. Y'all don't mess with my macaroni. Okay, y'all see, I care very much about our culture. Don't do that. It's one of my favorite dishes. All right, I will go off on you. Do not do that to me.
These stupid questions because you don't even know how to answer it. Answer the question properly and people will leave it alone. I don't even see the reason to talk about the other thing because that's just a black man with a radio. I understand what it symbolizes is hip hop. I get it, but that man is wearing a Kango. Okay, that's literally a company owned by a white man.
Okay, do you see how he's reaching for the stars to dismiss? Let me show you the picture.
Every time I hear somebody say that Black Americans have no culture, I think.
Now, she pulled up a picture of a black man with a radio, and this symbolizes the fact that we created hip hop. And then he's all like, oh, well, he has a Kango. So what does that mean? Dude, are you serious? Are you serious? Are y'all serious with that? This dismissal of every single thing that we do. You guys try to strip us from everything as far as our culture, as far as our history here at all. And this is why we have so much of an issue with you guys. Because of stuff like this. All right, hold on. Let me bring this. There's another thing. Remember this?
I'm so mad.
The constant trying to strip us of everything.
That mother just said that Haitians will never be Black Americans. The United States made their first census in 1790 because so many Haitian people were fleeing there from the Haitian and French Revolution, where they were colonized because they were taken from their homelands in France and Haiti and taken to France. And so when the revolution popped off, they came to the United States. And that, with the influx of refugees, is what the United States used to make their census. So Haitian people are the only Black Americans, the original Black Americans of the United States, who formed their census in 1790. The United States admits that when they enacted the Bureau of 1865, entitled, they want you to think it's called the Freedmen's Bureau. It's called the Bureau of Refugees, freedmen, and abandoned lands. Refugees. Haitians are the only and the first Black Americans.
This is first off insanity. Okay, these people need medication. They do. This is insanity. And this goes into the stripping of our culture and our history, because every time we bring up a significant thing of our culture, our history, our holidays, they always say, nope, you can't have that. You can't have Juneteenth. You can't have macaroni. You can't have greens. You can't have fighting in the Civil War. You can't have hip hop. You can't have this. You can't have every single thing that belongs to us. We can't have. And we don't do that to anybody else. Even as far as fighting for civil rights and all that, now they're coming over here trying to tether and say, actually, it was really us. Hold on, let me show you guys this.
Did not stop in America. The fight for Black freedom began long. The civil rights movement did not stop in America. The fight for Black freedom began long before the civil rights movement in the USA. Even though they did do a lot, but it is important. I'm just going to list through some of the most important ones. So first we start off with my country, Jamaica. Now Jamaica actually influenced key figures in the American civil rights movement, such as Malcolm X. Now if you know Malcolm X, he wanted Pan-Africanism, and it is said he was influenced by Marcus Garvey, who's actually from my area in Jamaica. And his ideology and his existence is long before Malcolm X. Malcolm X's father, Earl Little, was a very passionate follower of Marcus Garvey. And also his mother is Caribbean, and she also shared those views with him, Malcolm X.
The movement, first off, and look at the lies that they have to tell. Because what happened before, even if let's pause on Marcus Garvey. Let's just pause. What happened before Marcus Garvey got here? Did y'all think the movement started with some damn Marcus Garvey? Y'all thought the movement started? Y'all don't think the movement started a little bit before that with, rebelling from slavery and winning the Civil War? You don't think that was a big factor? Because we were free before y'all in Jamaica. Let's be honest, Jamaica, the other day was their damn Independence Day. They've only been free for 63 years, and we've been free for hundreds of years. We've been rebelling from Nat Turner to Harriet Tubman to John Horse to all of these foundational Black American brothers and sisters in slavery, and then the ones in the Civil War, and then the ones in World War I, and the ones in World War II. And you want to talk about, well, yeah, Marcus Garvey set it off. Marcus Garvey didn't set a damn thing off. And Marcus Garvey said Jamaica couldn't do anything. He said y'all were failures in Jamaica, which is why he left. He left. He didn't leave. He left because y'all suck. That's why. And he said it. And then when he went back, y'all still suck. Talk about some, yeah, he inspired this and inspired that. No, we're not going to do that. Okay? We're not going to do that. And the thing is, it's so sad because give them an inch and here they go trying to take a damn mile. Give them an inch and here they go trying to take a damn mile. Now they trying to make the fact that we acknowledge that there have been some riders from the Caribbean. Now here they go trying to say they started the whole thing. Damn. We give y'all a little room, and here y'all come like colonizers trying to take it all. Now y'all trying to say it really started in Jamaica, even though we were free before Jamaica. Okay.
Now, long before slavery ended in Africa, they actually resisted the colonizer. So the Ashanti Empire, from Ghana, they resisted the British Empire. Emperor Menelik II of Ethiopia, he fought against the Italians because the Italians did try to colonize Ethiopia, and he won that in the battle of Adwa in 1896. Now later on, don't forget me, I already talked about the Jamaican slave.
In 1896, was there a civil war in 1890? That was 30 years after, over 30 years after, we had already won the Civil War, while y'all trying to make it seem like y'all started something. And then we went to Ethiopia and helped them out primarily and taught them how to fly ships, airplanes. We were the ones doing that. And look at all of the lies. This is destiny swapping at its finest. They're literally coming over here saying, well, Haitians were really the first Black Americans. We're the real Black Americans. Y'all the ones who don't have any culture. They're literally trying. This is the definition of a tether. If you guys have seen the movie Us, this is exactly what the monsters in the movie Us were doing. They were coming from the underground, the underworld, whatever you want to call it, and they were coming there to replace the actual citizens that lived above ground. And this is exactly what they're doing. They come here, they cosplay. Remember, they were doing that before. They were looking like them, they were cosplaying, and then they come over to replace. This is what they're doing. So now every single historical thing, they try to say, actually, it wasn't you, it was me who did that. This is exactly what the word tether couldn't fit any better.
Revolt. The Haitians are legendary. The Caribbeans are legendary in that. In Zimbabwe, my favorite, who actually achieved liberation with some consequences because of that. So their leader also believed in Pan-Africanism, and they took up arms in like the 1960s due to the white rule called.
In the 1960s, do y'all not know what we was doing in the night? Do y'all not know what we were doing in the 1960s? Y'all thought we were just sitting on our hands and knees, just sitting on our thumbs and just waiting. We just sitting on our thumbs and just kind of waiting on everybody to get it together. Man, and to be very honest with you guys, most of y'all rebellions and all of that stuff wouldn't have been successful if it wasn't for what we were doing in the States.
Rhodesia, where there was 5% of whites settled a colony, and that colony was like, they were the minority, but then they controlled the land, the economy, things like that. So they took up arms and now they got their independence, but then, you know, the leader then slightly became a dictator only because he started to give the land to his like friends and stuff like that, only because he owed them back. That is actually a long story which I want to go into as well. Then you had South Africa, which the apartheid system started in 1940s, way before, you know, like big main civil rights movements in America. In the UK, there was the British Black Panthers, and then there was Notting Hill riots, which was about, you know, racism as well, as there is a lot of racism inside, you know, UK, but it is hidden. Then you had in India, people were rebelling against the caste system, and it's called the Dalit movement, and this is from the 1920s onwards. In the UK, in 1919, there was also revolt, or like race riot against racial discrimination due to, you know, Caribbean soldiers, what they faced. You had in Senegal, there resisted French colonialism, like Blaise Diagne, sorry man, I'm saying the name wrong. He fought for African rights before World War II. The author of Black Skin, White Mask was from Martinique, and he also was with like Algeria, and he also...
That's enough. That's enough. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? There's a consistent effort, and I'm showing you guys all of these receipts, and I want you guys to pay attention to what we're saying here so you guys will know where to get these receipts from. If you guys want to come back and you guys want to get receipts, you guys can come back here and get yourself some receipts. This is the political, economic, and social issues that we are facing from them. And I can go on and on and on and on, but this is what has eventually led us to the situation that we've dealt with Essence. Okay, because we've been dealing with this and we've been saying, hey, y'all need to stop, y'all need to stop, y'all need to stop, y'all need to stop. The tethering, the becoming obstacles, all of the problems that you guys are causing. It's beyond disrespect. And if it was anywhere else in the world, you guys would be picking up, damn it, rocks and pitchforks and running us out of the country. But we're saying, hey, we don't want to do that. We're saying, you know what, without no respect, and I want to play the original video, without no respect, if this is how y'all want to be about it, then we're going to have to show you guys economically what we're about.
We should control the fast when we the one who bought it.
Black Americans, come here. Come here. This is a message for y'all, especially my Black American women. Come here. Listen. I think it's time for us to show how strong and how powerful the Black American dollar is, since they don't believe us. I think it's time to boycott the braiding shops. That's what I think it's time to do. It's time to boycott the braiding shops. Stop going. We know how to braid. Let's braid our own hair. Support our own small businesses. Stop going to the braid shops. Teach them how to have some fucking respect, because they have none. Black American power. Black American dollar.
Okay, and that's what happened. That's what happened. Let me get to some of the super chats real quick before we get too far ahead. All right. Shout out to Chris. Chris says, they say they come here, work, and keep their heads down. But when they get to Capitol Hill, when they be on Capitol Hill speaking against us, that's not keeping their head down, is it? No. They will be boisterous and they will be bold and loud and unapologetic when it comes to sabotaging us and speaking against what's in our best interest. But then when we say, well, why don't y'all help? Well, I mean, we don't really want to cause no trouble now. We don't really want to rock the boat because, you know, we're just here to work and keep our head down. Yeah, but y'all don't be keeping y'all head. Y'all be loud and proud saying stuff with y'all chest when you speaking against us, but you can't speak against white supremacy with that same chest. Okay. Okay, Antithesis, he's out here supporting. Appreciate you, brother. Chandler said, get those likes up for this accurate truth telling. Yeah, let's get those likes up, everybody. Let's get those likes up. Chris, again, he says, what does he say? FBA culture is making it good for them to flee over here. It is. It is. The only reason any of them are over here is because of foundational Black American culture. That's the truth, okay? Let's see. How do I say this? Jalil says, to the FBA family, Afro Elite, salute to you, brother. Thank you very much. Salute to you, family. And my good brother Cyberdon sends a super sticker. Thank you very much, Cyberdon. Appreciate you. Shout out to all of the cash apps. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get y'all in a second. But this is what has led us to this boycott. All right. Now, she was saying she didn't want it to be this way.
They need us. We don't need them. Remember that. Do I wish there could be unity in a community? Absolutely. But that ain't gonna happen until they give us our fucking respect. And they've never done it. So, fuck all that. Boycott time. No more African braid shops. It's time to boycott the African braid shops. Stop going. Let's show them how powerful our Black American dollar is, since they think we can't control this fucking narrative. Since they think we got everything, let's show them how much we really fucking got.
Okay.
Black American power. Again, I'm gonna keep saying it. Like, follow, share, comment below.
Okay, look, this is what we're doing. And notice that video didn't really blow up. It was the tethers. It was the tethers who were sitting up there like, man, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Remember, it was the tethers who was loud about it. And the tethers who were saying, man, y'all not gonna do nothing. We don't really care what y'all think. We don't care what y'all do. That's what they were saying initially to the whole concept of the boycott. They were initially daring us to boycott. Okay. Let me show you guys some of the clips. They were challenging the boycott, daring it, asking for it. All right. So now that it's here, don't say nothing about it. Don't say nothing. Look, remember?
You just see the videos where they were like, they're gonna boycott Africans in August. Can y'all do it now? Like me, if I was so passionate about something, I would never wait till the next month. Do it now. What's holding you? Do it now.
Okay. All right. Remember, they were challenging the boycott, saying, do it now.
Boycotting African salons. Take notes, because I took a couple and I want y'all to listen. If you're going to start boycotting African salons, listen up. If you can't name more than 10 African countries and their languages, this message is for you. No more henna, no more iPhone. Fulani and Senegalese braids, no more. Prom dresses, prom 2025, prom 2020. No more Nigerian, no more African dresses. I don't want to see it. No African sponge, no black soap, no shea butter. None of that. No more waist beads.
They were sitting up there daring it on. They were sitting up there saying, okay, what y'all gonna do about it then? That's what they were like. And to be honest, this is how most of us even found out about the boycott, including me. I didn't even know about the boycott till I kept seeing them say, hey, what y'all gonna do? I bet y'all ain't gonna do nothing. I bet y'all not gonna do nothing.
It was all bark and no bite because yesterday was August the 1st and I heard of no updates whatsoever. I really thought y'all was gonna stand on business.
Oh,
I knew it
okay.
was.
She said she thought we was gonna stand on business. All right then. Okay. So this is how it is. This is how it is. Okay. All of the mocking, and then we say, okay, we're gonna boycott, and they were mocking it the whole way through for a whole half a month. For 2 weeks, they was all like, man, y'all ain't gonna boycott nothing. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't even worried about y'all. No, y'all not even really being. I don't even take y'all serious like that. And even now, they still doing it. Hold on, look at this.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Every day she talking about Africa. You go to Africa, you eat a bowl of money. You come
Bro,
back.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I don't even call you bro. My fault. I'm getting comfortable, but you saw they was doing on TikTok. They was gonna what is it?
Boycott.
African hair salon.
No, did you see? Because they said that the Essence Festival was all African, but they failed to realize the Essence Festival.
Now, I showed you guys the categories to show you guys this is bigger than just the Essence Festival. This is bigger than anything that transpired this year alone. And there's been a lot that's transpired this year. But this is bigger than that. This is spanning across decades of issues that has been gone unaddressed. So now we're addressing these issues.
Owned by Liberian?
Really?
Oh, yes. Richelieu is a Liberian.
Okay.
Yes, he's the one that owned Shea Butter. He was the one that showed Shea Moisture.
Okay.
Which is one of the reasons why people ain't really buying Shea Moisture like that. But okay, I digress.
Yeah, Richelieu used to sell that stuff for his grandma.
That'd be my problem with
at the stuff. So I don't know what make it so African now. You know, because they were late. That's what they're trying to say. They had less people show up. Huh? Talking about African people have taken over. So they got this whole thing on Facebook and Instagram about separation. You know, we're one people. Now they're coming to bring us together. We should end the separation. We should end the something.
No, but I know who I am, so I have to still be proud of who I am.
I'm like, why were you guys? I mean, it was a big thing. People are like, oh, it's all African now. They're taking the culture away from us.
Okay.
It was an African American thing. Now it's an African thing.
Africans and African American. Grow up.
They need to stop that.
She said Africans are African American. Grow up, and this is and we need to stop. We need to stop when we feel our culture is being erased. We need to stop. It's always this gaslighting. Grow up. Shut up. Be quiet, ignore it, let it go. Y'all not gonna do nothing. We don't take y'all serious. Okay. And I'm showing you all of these receipts because now that we're at this point right now, I don't want nobody to say that this is an overreaction. Don't want nobody to say that. Hold on, where I just put it down. Hold on, let me pull it back up again.
I think the thing about it, we're not the ones separating.
No.
Right? People.
Yeah. You guys are not the ones separating. You guys are not the ones delineating already. You guys, okay. So I don't know what this is, right? I don't know what the Office of New Americans are, right? I don't know. We don't know about these things. See, you guys think we're dumb. You guys think we haven't been keeping track. That's your issue. We've been keeping track. We don't want separation. No, what y'all want to do is you guys want to have the option to come in and out. And y'all can come in and play on our team when it's beneficial for you guys. And then when it's beneficial for you guys to play on the team of the immigrants, you guys do that. And that's not something that we do. Okay. You guys have been using us when it's beneficial for you guys under the guise of we're all black. We all come from Africa, the motherland. And then when it's different for you guys, when it's beneficial for you guys, you're immigrants who have your own unique, distinct culture. So no, y'all have been the ones separating, calling us a cottage rear, slave babies, all that stuff. So now we're just accepting that we are different now. We've been taught to believe that we are all this one universal, generic African. That was an identity crisis. When people talk about an identity crisis, that is the definition of an identity crisis. But I'm going to let her go. I'll do it like this.
Are separating. What makes what happened in essence an African thing?
It's the lack of, and I hate saying it, and I'm gonna sound
Education?
so that one too. Is the lack of their knowledge of them knowing their actual ethnicity. If
No,
those,
they're Indian, ma.
Show's over.
Native American.
Yeah.
See that? And they laugh. These disrespectful ass tethers. Okay? I don't want nobody to talk about. And all of the people who feel like, oh, this is too much. Let's not go too far. Let's not do too much. No, because this is bigger than one person. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my feelings. This is bigger than one person being disrespectful. This is because we are seeing a problematic behavior from their culture. This is their culture, and they come over here and do this. They genuinely believe that we don't know where we're from, which is why when we say we're not going to fight against ICE, they get confused because you guys are the only people who don't belong here. You guys are the immigrants. You guys are the foreigners. You guys are the newcomers. We're from here, which is why when y'all like ICE is coming to get us, now we ain't no us. Ain't no us. ICE is coming to get you. Actually, stay right there. I'm on the phone with them right now. That's how we get down. That's how we're doing, because we understand now that we're from here and we're starting to culturally recognize that. You guys are the one, oh, y'all don't really understand your ethnicity. We don't have no African ethnicity. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. We don't. We do not have an African ethnicity. Our ethnicity is not African. We do not have one. Do we have some type of DNA tied to Africa? Yes, we do. Of course we do. Most people in the world do. Like 80 to 90% of the world has some type of African, really 100 if we're going to be honest, have some type of African bloodline connected to them. If you're going to go that far, if you really want to do that, pretty much everybody in the world has some type of remnants of that, scientifically speaking. You can do a DNA test of people in Asia, people in their people in Europe and Asia and all of these places and find some Negroid remnant, DNA ties. Okay, you can do that if you want to. If you want to, I'll argue that. Okay, I'm not sitting up there denying that part. I'm not doing that. I'm not denying that. We don't have an ethnicity from there. Africa was not even called Africa when we were supposed to be taken from Africa. They were not. It was not. The country was not called that. These tribes disagree. I mean, there's some people now. I mean, I've researched the science. I've researched the science of it. So yeah. Now some people have some things that look. I'm not even about to argue with y'all. I'm really not about to argue with y'all. Nobody said that we are. Y'all got to stop that. Nobody said that we are African. I am saying with the logic of DNA, most people in the world, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, can have some ties to the continent. Okay? That is across the world. That alone can't make you African, because with that logic, everybody in the world is African. And with that logic, nobody in the world is African. With that logic. So yes, we have to have a different thing. The DNA is rigged. Listen, that's why I'm saying that the evidence is flawed. Can you guys lock in with me, please? All right? Because we really start majoring in the minors on some stuff, okay? Okay? Let's not do that. I know, let's not do that. Let's lock in. The logic I'm saying is flawed. The logic is flawed. That I'm saying, that they say that we are from Africa, all right? Or that they're saying that we are African. Our ethnicity is American. That is what it is. We are American. This ain't got nothing to do with hating nobody. All right? Let me get off here because I'm not even trying to, y'all gonna distract me. I'm not even, let me actually get rid of the chat room right now. Because I'm not even looking at the chat right now because y'all gonna kind of throw me off. Anyway, so this is why we're bringing this up. Now you guys are daring it. You guys are laughing. You guys are not taking it serious. But the issue is that the boycott is still being taken very seriously. the boycott is actually being taken very seriously. We're going to the braiding shops, and we're seeing that these braiding shops are actually empty. Look at this.
I better stop playing. I'm on your heels. Wow, there better not be nobody in there. Empty. I better stop playing. I'm on your heels.
Okay, do you see that? Okay, these are African braiding shops. These are African braiding shops that are completely empty. While people talking about, where's the boycott? Where's the boycott? Where's the boycott coming from?
I better stop playing. I'm on your heels.
Okay, these are empty. These shops are empty. These shops are empty shops right now. Nobody's going to these African shops. Now they're sitting up there acting like, oh, the boycott's not going to be taken serious. Nobody's taking a boycott serious. No, the boycotts are being taken serious. These shops are empty. And the reason for that is because word of mouth is very important in our culture. Word of mouth is very important in our culture, all right? So when we see horror stories of African braiding shops, and I got a whole bunch of them, when we see horror stories of African braiding shops, a lot of people are going to say, you know what, I don't really know about these African braiding shops anymore. All right, let me show y'all some of the stuff that they've been going, that's the videos that have been resurfacing about these African braiding shops.
I don't give a damn, it's ugly. She mad because she got to cut it out. I don't give a damn, it's ugly. She mad because she got to cut it out. Look at the parts.
No video with me.
Look at the parts.
Hey, call it.
Look at the parts.
Now you want to do video when you finish.
Look at the parts.
And look at it.
Look at the parts. Look at the parts. She's mad at me. She's mad at me. Yes, I'm on Rockaway. She's mad at me because I want to take out the hair. Cut it out. I don't need no money, no nothing. I don't give a fuck. I don't give. Nobody's doing no video with you. You're not in it. Like I said, there's a freedom of speech. I can say what I want. Everybody know you, Bookie. Everybody know you. You from fucking Brownsville. Stop it. Stop it. Please.
Please, can you call 911?
Call 911. I don't give a damn. Tell her cut out my hair, return my money. I want everything out. I want it over. That's it. That's it. That's it. She mad because it's currently 12:33. They say I sat here for 9 hours, and look what she did to my hair. Yeah, that's my business. Look, she called herself a business owner. Right. Get this shit the fuck out of my hair because y'all did a badass fucking job. Okay? Period. And you mad at me. Look at the top. Look at the top. She want to tell me no. She told you wait till I insert the picture of what I want it to look like, bro. Wait, just wait, because I got to give y'all all of the fucking tea. Bro, she mad because I want it out. No, I wanted y'all to do it over or take it out. But only reason why I said I wanted them to do it over because I knew I knew the problem was but that they didn't want to sit here and do the whole head over because it was fucked up. Right? Right? Number one. Number two, if you're doing hair, right? There's a whole bunch of stylists on here. Come on. If you're doing hair and it's coming out like this, you think it's nice? She actually gonna sit here owning the shop and tell me it's nice. How the fuck is it nice? Look, you wear a bust down? Look where the part at. Look where the part is at in the bust down, though. Y'all, look where the part is at. And instead of her being a stylist, being a shop owner and taking accountability, no, because I don't know how to talk to nobody. I'm a grown-ass woman. Find a way to talk to me first. Find a way to talk to me first.
Let them take it out and give you your money.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so do so.
Okay. That's one. That's one. She been there for what, 9 hours? Hold the hell on.
Do it, but I gotta do it. Y'all see this? I would have thought they ate too, but no, they failed me. So basically, let me break it down to y'all. I go to Ease braiding, African braiding shop, whatever the fuck it is. They fucked me up. I'm listening to y'all though. I listen to y'all. Let me start off. So cool. I'm sitting in the chair when I don't have no service. So let me tell y'all how it went. Everything went. So I don't have no service. So push come to shove, I had to use the restroom. So I asked her, I'm like, can I use the restroom? She like, yeah. So I go to the restroom. My job, I'm on the phone with my friend at this point. I'm like, oh girl, I'm finna see my hair and I gotta use it. Like, I'm finna see I go in the bathroom. It ain't no mirror. So I like friend ain't need no mirror. So y'all know how y'all do the quick little thing like on Snapchat. I was like, hold on, I use the bathroom. So like, I do me a quick little one too. I look, I said, they two different sizes. These bitch look creaky. They look bad. The front, I'm like, okay, friend. Okay, friend. The back is horrible, y'all. I don't know what the fuck she did. So I'm gonna insert the pictures because it's nothing to lie about if them bitch want to get on and yell at their phone. So boom, it's nothing to lie about. So I go sit down and I'm texting my mama now. I insert the messages too. So I'm telling my mama, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I think these folks fucking my head up. And at this point, I don't know if I like. They just gotta give me some money back because I've been here since 12 o'clock. It's now like 4. So I've been here since 12, like 12 something. Then they had to wash my hair too because they told me that I got too much danger in my hair. But I do have a dry scalp. But I'm just telling them like I didn't want to add no oil because it can fuck up some products that you will put in there. Like y'all know I got a braiding friend. So if y'all don't know, I fucking know. That's why I ain't add no oil in my hair. So cool. I'm like, I didn't add no oil. She like, okay, we gotta wash your shit now. They comb through my shit. This shit hurt so fucking bad. My job blow dry my hair. This shit hurt so bad. I'm like, what the fuck? The wash was cute though. She didn't do that bad. The girl that did my friend, I felt so bad for her. Cause I really wanted to tip her. But I'm gonna tell y'all how much I paid in. So
no, she winds up ending the video. But this is what's going on. And I'm telling you guys, word of mouth is very important, especially when it comes to black people. Word of mouth is very important. So when we start seeing stuff like this, it's going to be like, okay, all right then, okay. And these videos are coming up and they're resurfacing. And all of this is going to end up being that multiple businesses are going to close down. Because I'm telling you, they're coming up with damn horror stories.
So let's get straight into it. I'm gonna explain why I'm never going to a certain African braiding shop in Atlanta ever again. Number one, my appointment was at 9 a.m. We did not begin my hair until 1:30. When I first got there, the lady was like, can you wait till 11 a.m.? We don't have power. Mind you, I wouldn't have cared if they braided my hair in the parking lot. But we gonna start there. She says that they've known since 7 that they wouldn't have power till 11. She waited until I called asking for directions in the parking lot at 8:50 a.m. to let me know that they're not gonna have power till 11. Boom. So I leave. I tell them, don't even worry about it. I'm gonna go somewhere else. She texts me and says, I'll give you a discount if you decide to, come back. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll come back. You say 11 o'clock. Cool. I got me some breakfast. I text her. She's like, oh, maybe 12. Okay, cool. I go run some errands. Then I return. It's like 12:30. There's nobody there yet. I called her. She says the first braider that walks in should be the owner. I'm assuming she's like the person that does the appointments or something. She said the first braider that walks in should be the owner, and she's going to start you as soon as she gets there. So somebody gets there around I want to say it's like 1:15-ish. She opens the door. By that time, it's another girl waiting outside to get her hair braided as well. So we both walk in. She sits us in the chairs, like the salon chairs. She's like, oh, what are you getting? What are you getting? What color braiding hair? Boom, boom, boom. I tell her, and then it's like she stands behind the girl and starts looking at her hair, and I'm like, okay, I wasn't being rude or anything, but I was just letting her know, I was here first type vibe. Can we get started on me? Because my appointment was supposed to.
And this is the professional behavior. This is the professional business model that they have. I'm telling you, with stories like this, who do you think gonna go back to these stores, y'all? These stores actually have been needing to be shut down from what I'm seeing, regardless of the damn boycott. Regardless of this, stuff like this needed to have stopped. She's standing in line. They don't got no electricity. They ain't telling nobody. People showing up late. Now, all of the stereotypes that we get faced, we don't show up to work on time. We don't do good quality work. We always complaining. We always fighting. Now, these are stereotypes that we face all of the time, yet they're coming over here. They're running rampant and doing crazy stuff. I'm talking about just stuff that would get our businesses shut completely down. And they've been doing this for the longest time, and nobody is saying nothing until now.
to be at 9 a.m. She's like, oh, no. Don't worry about it. I have 2 braiders coming. 2 braiders are going to work on you. I'm assuming because the girl was getting like medium butt length. Not least I was getting small like butt length or whatever. She, you know, it's going to take longer. Cool. Not cool because I was just like, I thought y'all were known for like splitting it up anyway. So why can't you start me and when they get here, they finish? You know, that type of vibe. That's how I felt. But that did not happen. So, at this point she tells me that braiders aren't gonna be there for another 30 minutes. So I leave again. I go to Walmart, I come back, they still not there. I wait another 15 minutes and then finally they arrive. So the first lady that gets there that's supposed to start my hair, she doesn't speak any English. She asked me what I want. I'm trying to stand up and show her.
And how many times have we had to deal with that? I'm speaking from personal experiences. Doing any type of business with foreigners, doing any type of business, and how do you come to a country and try to do business and not speak any English? They coming over here not knowing any English. How are you going to communicate about what job you want done or how you want anything done if they don't speak no English? But they don't speak no English, and it's not a requirement for them to. And if we say it should be a requirement for them to speak English, they'll say that's xenophobic. Even though English is the language of America, it's the official language of America. If we say as English speakers, it should be a requirement that you at least know some English. They'll say that's xenophobic.
Like, oh, I want butt length. Then the other lady that does speak English is explaining to her that I want small butt length. So she starts braiding my hair. Well, she starts parting my hair. She parts it into 4 sections. Can y'all tell me why when she was done with the first section that she brings my hair to the front and the braids are this long? And I know what y'all thinking. Y'all think like, oh, maybe she was gonna braid them down. That was the end of the braid. Like how you get it like this, that was the end. So I'm
okay. And she goes up. First off, her video, I think she got like 2 videos, and one video is like 10 minutes long. Okay, this video right here is about 10 minutes long of a damn horror story. So yeah, when we talk about some businesses and boycott, no wonder ain't nobody going to these stores no more.
I better stop playing. I'm on your heels.
No wonder, and shout out to my brother Marshall. He's the one who took that video. But you know, no wonder nobody going to those stores no more, because now we're seeing women's videos, black women, they're surfacing, their videos are resurfacing of them getting attacked, assaulted. I'm talking about it's gotten way better. Y'all look at this. I'm talking about it's I can't even describe it. Y'all just gotta see it. Look at this.
I understand that most of the 24-hour African braiding shops are just like the customer service is like never the best or whatever the situation may be. But that, bro, do you guys understand that I sat for most of the time of me getting my hair braided with that touching me?
Hold on, look, did y'all see what she's talking? She couldn't show it, but she's gonna show it again.
I understand most of the time of me getting my hair braided with that touching me. I had a panic attack. I wanted to cry. It's just like, in what world do you think it's normal for you to have your crusty ass feet on me while you're doing my hair? I don't know you from anywhere. I wouldn't even let my mother do that. Oh my God. Let me show you one more time.
Do you all see that? She got her bare foot, no sandals, no socks, no nothing, propped up on the chair right next to the girl. The foot is all ashy and disfigured, and she looks like a damn goblin, and got her foot all up on this girl as she's doing her hair. What the hell is this? What type of third world? What is this? First off, why you got your foot up there, even if you had shoes on? Why is your foot propped up there like that anyway? If you need to rest your feet, get a stool or something. Don't put your foot on the same chair I'm sitting on. Because that, to be honest, can be taken as disrespectful. And then you're going to put your foot up there and you don't got no shoes on or socks? And your foot look like that? Your foot looks like that. What is this? That's nasty as hell. Your foot looks like that? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, no, 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 no. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Like, what do we really got going on, guys?
Y'all, and y'all wondering why nobody's showing up
I
to
understand.
these businesses no more? Y'all surprised? Y'all surprised nobody's showing up to these businesses no more? Now, that's Foundation Black Americans, because we standing on business and exposing that, and now we're starting to see the ripple effects. Because when I'm telling you, when Foundation Black Americans, when we decide to stand on business, no pun intended, or sit on business, when we decide to handle our business, things happen, things move. We get the desired result we want. For people being all like, man, the boycott not gonna matter, the boycott not gonna matter. I want y'all to look at this. Let's look at some data real quick. Now, you guys understand that we're going through a boycott with Target, do you guys not? So we got to understand that. So now we're going to look at some of the data from Target. This is a little bit. Now, this is talking about what the damage of the boycott, and the boycotts have been going on less than a year. Okay. It says Target's DEI fallout. How much did the boycott really cost? So scrolling down now, they're talking about, yeah, the DEI because, or the boycott because of DEI, even though we're not a champion for DEI. Target not black owned. So, okay, if you don't want to shop at Target, I can't blame you. I'm supporting that. But I want you to look at the financial fallout within weeks. The number is said to sobering story. 12.4 billion lost in market value as Target stock dropped by a $27 per share. Okay, that's a 12.4 billion with a B, $1 billion loss in 2025, and the year is not even over yet. Do you guys understand? We still have major holidays coming up. Do you all understand how much these businesses and these corporations rely on the major holidays? Do you guys understand how much, especially places that sell gifts, clothes, food? Do you guys have any idea how much Target, Walmart, these places rely on the Thanksgiving holiday? Hell, the Thanksgiving holiday. You can even talk about what Halloween, when people go buy candy, costumes. Do you think people, how much they rely on Christmas? Do you know how much they rely on Christmas? Do you know how much they rely on New Year's? These are major holidays. Some of these holidays, they really are the saving grace of the business. This is where the businesses get most of their money from, are the major holidays of the year. And I know, I used to work there. The money that comes in is now nowhere near comparable to the money they get throughout the rest of the year. These major holidays are coming up, and a boycott doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. They're doomed. And this is Target. Keep in mind, Target doesn't just have a black-owned audience or customer base. Okay, white people shop at Target, actually a little bit more. Asians, all of these other people, but it was just us refusing to go to Target. Now, of course, you'll have some white liberals or whatever, but we were the people who made the dent in Target. And now you're seeing Target at a loss of close to what $13 billion. And this is before Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's. Why you acting like, oh, y'all don't give that energy to nobody else. Y'all punching down. All of this, we punching down. Oh, no. We punching at everybody who need to be punched. That's what we doing. Anybody who needs to be punched, whether that's up or down, we hitting them. Metaphorically speaking, because you know this channel does not condone violence. Metaphorically speaking. Okay? We do not punch anybody. We believe in talking things out. All right? All of these companies is getting it. That's why everybody's in shambles right now, because they understand that the energy is different. The renaissance right now that we got going on with our culture is different right now. Nobody is playing any games. Let me get to some of the super chats, because then you got some Pan-Africanists who are upset. Of course, they always are. Child of Ogun says, we're standing on lineage business. It says, we do not care what you tethers like or dislike. We don't. We ain't asking for y'all opinion. Shout out to him. Shout out to David. David says, remember Martin Luther King was at the most powerful when he told FBAs to boycott. The Montgomery bus boycott, our 1.2 trillion economics are a part of power. That's very true. And we're leveraging that strategically. Okay. Then we got Paul. Paul says, I have a tribe, the Alexander Young Davis Perez. Okay. Now, not sure exactly what that means. And shout out to David again. David says, remember this too. In this current high inflammatory time, all of the businesses need us. They really do. They really do. Or they will go out of business. So not only can we control them, we can make them drop them prices. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can make them drop them prices. We can. Now, let me get to this. Because, you know, the Pan-Africans, they going to sit up there and attack, and they going to act like we tripping. And this is why I spent like an hour and a half showing you guys the receipts to let you guys know we are not tripping. But these people who are these Pan-Africanist zealots who believe in this kumbaya at any means, as long as nobody else besides foundational Black Americans are offended, they have something to say. They're upset. And we're going to respond to them being upset. Look at this.
To let y'all know that I will not be a part of your stupid ass. And y'all sound. I just wanted to let y'all know that I will not be a part of your stupid ass boycott. And y'all sound stupid as fuck. But if you want to boycott these bullshit ass beauty supplies that be fucking us over and treat us like shit, and we the only people that shop there, I'm all the fuck in. Or if you want to boycott white tees businesses, since most of these
and I just showed y'all the receipts of Target. I just showed y'all Target.
Businesses exist because of our ancestors. I'm all down. But the Africans, it's a hard fucking no. And shame on all you colored people for allowing white tea to get your panties in the bunch and try to make.
How are we allowing them? You saying shame on all us for allowing white tea to get our panties in a bunch? What are they doing? Notice how Pan-Africanists always frame the issue like we're the people with the problem. They don't frame the issue like Africans can fix anything or have done anything wrong to deserve any consequence whatsoever. They're not even saying this is an overreaction. They're saying this is completely unwarranted and undeserved, and that these tethers have not done anything wrong to anybody. That's what they're saying.
Make us enemies. We have enough fucking problems with these goddamn white tees. We don't need no fucking problems with people who look just like us, stupid. And then half of y'all don't even fucking shop at the African shops anyway. So now you really look stupid. Monkey fucking see, monkey fucking do. Boycotting the African shop. Y'all sound so fucking dumb. I hate y'all sometimes. Y'all don't never think about rallying when it comes to any other race of people hurting us. I don't care if you African, if you Black from America, if you Black from China, if you Black from any motherfucking place. If you Black, you Black, dummy. Race don't mean nothing when you're fucking Black. Y'all just goofies at this point. Always trying to put us against each other. My goodness, y'all some silly ass race of people. As racist as it is on this app, y'all don't never boycott this fucking app. You have your happy ass on here dancing like a motherfucking nigga.
Okay. They pissed off. We the ones who got the problem. It's always us. Now let me tell you something. Everybody else understands that this is the very first time that we are actually giving anybody from the diaspora any type of consequences. Because the diaspora has been coddled by Pan-African zealots because it's a religion to them. So they've been coddled and protected, and they've been told that they can do no wrong and that anything that they do, they just lack knowledge. And oh yeah, of course he said you're an Akata who doesn't have a culture and was a slave, but you have to understand that where they come from, the media puts you guys in a bad light, and you got to understand they don't know that it's always this damn coddling that they give them, and every single thing that we do is always too much. And we've learned this from white supremacy. Every single protest we've ever had, it's been too much. Every single time we've tried to bring about change, it's always too much. Okay, whether that's the Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the anthem, that's too far, that's too much. Whether that's hands up, don't shoot, that's too much. Okay, you can't be in the street. Whether that's protesting with the George Floyd, that's too much. Whether that's boycotting, that's too much. Whether that's sitting out a vote, that's too much. Every single thing that we do to bring about change, they will always tell you is too far. It's too much. We've gone too far. We've crossed the line. Well, damn their line, because it seems like there's nothing that we can do to bring about change without crossing some imaginary line that they came up with. So at this point, forget it. At this point, damn their line. If it's going to be that way, forget it. Forget their line. We're done with it. It doesn't matter. If it's going to be that way, because there's nothing that we can do, because it's always too much. We're always doing too much. It's always an overreaction. We should always ignore it and shut up. White people have been saying that for generations, and now we stop listening. Now we're at the place where we don't care no more. We don't care what nobody think no more. That's where we're at with everybody. Okay, we're at that with everybody right now. Now, when you talk about they're not doing anything, okay, remember when the Nigerian man, I hope you guys remembered that, when the Nigerian man was talking about how they do so much better than everybody else. Remember the fact that they got protests going on in Ghana to get Nigerians up out of there. Remember that? Now here's another video of Ghana, because Ghana can't stand Nigerians at this point. This is a Ghanaian woman calling out Nigerians as the damn problem of the diaspora. Look at this.
And that it sounds like I am generalizing right now, and I'm really not. Unfortunately, the bad apples is Nigerians. Let's talk. I think you guys collectively need to come together and realize that you are the common denominator. As in, all these countries that are coming together to ban you, to get rid of you, to not want you in their country, we are not all going mad. You guys need to finally accept that you are the toxic that we are all trying to get away from.
Woo! Damn. Now, is that divisive? Is that xenophobic? Now, they'll be quick to call us some xenophobic. They'll be quick to call us some xenophobic. See, now that we're doing what we're doing and standing on business, now they starting to call each other out. And this is what we've been telling them they needed to do. Now we're making them do it. Now they all looking at each other being all like, actually, Nigerians are the biggest problem. Remember I said, now y'all was the ones, remember the ones of, we got this culture and we so great and we so smart and we so hard working and we so this and we so that. Yeah, Nigerians is about to get a real rude wake-up call from the whole diaspora, because everybody gonna start looking at which ones are the most problematic. And right now, the whole diaspora is pointing their finger at Nigeria. While they talking about how much greater they're doing than everybody else is actually circling around them. If this was Survivor's Island, Nigeria is getting voted off the island right now. That's what's going on right now. Okay. Y'all thought y'all was smart, huh? Y'all thought y'all was better than us, huh? Y'all thought y'all got it like that, huh? Y'all thought that. That's what y'all thought? Now look. Now everybody, Ghana don't want you. South Africa don't want you, and they sitting up there like, hey man, we're gonna have to have a problem. We're gonna have to have a conversation about these problematic Nigerians. Oh, who's the Akata now? Who's the Akata now? Okay, y'all seeming like y'all the weak link of the diaspora. Who's the Akata now? Okay. Are the Nigerian? I'm asking. Are the Nigerians the new Akata? Since y'all fleeing and going everywhere, and now you got everybody sitting up there kicking y'all ass out. America, Ghana, South America. Y'all the ones seeming like a lost cat right now, if you gonna ask me. You got Pan-Africanists upset about it, but look, they out here dragging them. Hold on.
And I understand that it sounds like I am generalizing right now. And I'm really not. Unfortunately, the bad apples are doing too much that we cannot see the good apples anymore. We cannot see the good ones anymore because the bad ones are just so many. And so now it is either the good ones are holding the bad ones accountable for completely ruining your integrity and your name, or you guys just stay in your countries. Bear in mind that we have all traveled to find greener pastures.
Oh, stay in your country. Now, when we say it, they call that xenophobia. Just got to say that.
Just elsewhere. I am Ghanaian, but I'm not in Ghana right now. But guess what I do? I obey the rules, the laws, and the regulations in the land that I am in. And that is what most people do. I am not saying that there are no bad Ghanaians out there, but it seems to be Nigerians who are making Africa become this highlighted toxicity that nobody wants to deal with.
Damn! Oh my God! Hold on. Are they really throwing Nigerians under the bus? Like, I thought y'all had this great culture. I thought you said that we should be grateful for you guys coming in because you guys were teaching us how to behave, and you guys were showing us the way, and you guys were showing us how to be hard workers. Not Africa throwing you under the bus when we get here. Whoa. Y'all, what the hell? This is the Twilight Zone, y'all. They are throwing Nigerians under the bus.
You have now been banned from Dubai, America, South Africa, and Ghanaians are now trying to get rid of you guys. You cannot go into somebody else's land and try to assert your dominance through arrogance. Just because you're the loudest in the room doesn't mean that you are right. Even when a Nigerian is making a video complimenting Ghana, there is still an insult in there. Small Ghana, come and see how their currency holds so much value. Small Ghana, come and see how you can go outside without feeling any threat of being kidnapped. Small Ghana, come and see how there is electricity anywhere. Even in your compliments, it is still rooted in insults and arrogance and disrespect. You want to look down on everybody else around you, and I seriously don't know who accredited you with the certification of Giants of Africa, but it has really gone into a lot of your heads where you literally, some of you feel like you are giants. Do you know what you are giants of? You are giants of corruption. You are giants of crime. You are giants of mass prostitution. You are giants of rituals. You are not giants of anything that is good.
Damn. 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 Oh, she pulled no punches, ain't it? Well, wow. Okay. Well, okay then. Now, now I would love for the Pan-Africanists who watch this, because a lot of Pan-Africans watch this, I would love for y'all to call her xenophobic. Say that this Ghanaian woman who probably lives in the UK based off her accent is xenophobic. I would love for y'all to say she's xenophobic because she's having the same issue in Ghana with Nigerian tethers, the same way the South Africans are having an issue with Nigerian tethers, the same way that we're having an issue with Nigerian tethers. And the same thing she's saying is what we've been saying. So I would love for y'all, if talking about your brother and sister is xenophobic, and saying anything disparaging about them, I would love for y'all to say that about everybody else in the world who doesn't want them. I would love for you guys to say that about them, because y'all make it seem like we the only people with the problem. She just came up, the other woman from the other video, she was all like, man, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? We all black. No. Everybody has this issue. Do not make it seem like this is one. We just got some issue where we don't know ourselves and we got some identity crisis and we think we're Indian and we don't want to be African and we hate Africa and all. No. This is because of your behavior, and we're not the only people who are experiencing it. We're not the only people saying something about it. Because if you're going to say that we don't know where we're from, and that's why we have an issue, then you got to say Ghana doesn't know where they're from, or Ghanaians don't know where they're from, and South Africans don't know where they're from, and everywhere else in the world that they've been banned from don't know where they're from. There's a reason why y'all getting banned left and right across the globe. There's a reason for that. While y'all sitting up there talking about y'all got some great culture and all that, there's a reason. Let me play it back, because she's sitting up there, she dragging them. Lord.
Oh, Ghana, come and see how there is electricity anywhere. Even in your compliments, it is still rooted in insults and arrogance and disrespect. You want to look down on everybody else around you, and I seriously don't know who accredited you with the certification of Giants of Africa, but it has really gone into a lot of your heads, where you literally, some of you feel like you are giants. Do you know what you are giants of? You are giants of corruption. You are giants of crime. You are giants of mass prostitution. You are giants of rituals. You are not giants of anything that is good. For me, it is the arrogance. It is the arrogance of Nigerians. When you work with them, when you befriend them, the way they will treat you, it is always so disgusting and appalling. And I see why when you guys come to Ghana, you are always so overwhelmed with how peaceful and how friendly we are, because you're not used to it, even within your own country. That Igbo man is saying that he wants to build his own kingdom. Now, if you want to build your own kingdom and you're building it for all Nigerians, I could possibly understand. But even on somebody else's land, you want to bring segregation. How can you possibly say that you're building a kingdom, but not for Nigerians, just for Igbos? And you know what I found out the other day? That even in the Igbo tribe,
so what she's saying is, like, nigga, damn. She's saying, how are you going to come to somebody else's nation and then have an enclave and then still practice tribalism? What is wrong with y'all? You gonna say, I'm going to build a nation in another nation for my tribe? Y'all not even trying to invite the whole nation. Y'all literally take tribalism everywhere you go. And this is what we're saying here in America.
They don't let women buy lands within their lands. If a woman wants to buy a land in the Igbo tribe, she has to either take her husband, her brother, her son, or an uncle. You guys don't even respect women as humans enough to even sell them any of your lands. But you want to come into somebody's country, buy lands, and then later on refuse women, a country that is quite literally called Mother Ghana. Do you know how much women are respected in Ghana? Crime rates have gone up, prostitution has gone up, everything that is bad is going up in Ghana now. And
I gotta break this down. Now, when we say, hey, you guys are coming over here committing all these problems, committing all these crimes, y'all play dumb. They play dumb as hell. They act like they don't know any. What are you guys calling us all criminals? What do you mean? No. When we say, hey, we didn't have these crazy crime rates until y'all got here. Y'all be sitting up there scratching your head like, we didn't do nothing. We're just no, because everywhere you go, everybody has the same problem. So it's not just us. So when we say that these immigrants are coming over here, and all of them don't have to be criminals, but enough of them are coming over here and increasing the crime rates in the community and making the community less safe and more dangerous, then it's not xenophobic, because it happens. It's the truth. They be sitting up there, oh my God, they be making it seem like we just made something up out of thin air with no facts to back that up.
I think that is part of the agenda. Because you guys are suffering so much in your country, you are trying to take it everywhere else that you go, so we can all be put into one pot as Africa is bad all the time. We can't deal with it anymore. I don't know if there is a thing as Nigerian fatigue, but we are all suffering it at this point. And the fact,
did she just say Nigerian fatigue? I'll be damned. I'll be damned. She said Nigerian. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. Oh, okay. Boy, is she not dragging y'all. Nigerians, y'all got 24 hours to respond. I don't know what y'all gonna say.
that there are so many of you still under people's comment sections being so hateful, being so prideful, being so arrogant. Oh, Davido can even buy Ghana if you want. Small Ghana that is literally the size of Lagos. Small Ghana. Let me give Davido an assignment. A few days ago, a lady said she went to lectures in a university, by the way, a place where people are getting degrees upon degrees. It was raining and everybody in that class had an umbrella. She had to delete the video because I'm pretty sure the university called and threatened her. They all had umbrellas because rain was literally falling on them in a university.
Oh, do you see that? Now, when they come over here and talk about some HBCUs and talk about all of the education they get, no wonder they have to come over here, because when it rains at Howard, the students don't get wet when they're on the inside. Do you understand that? But when it rains in their universities, the students get wet when they're on the inside. See, that's the difference. Because in our universities in America, you don't need umbrellas inside of a building. They do. And they come over here. And the thing is that they can fix that. And they should fix that. But instead of actually fixing their homeland, they would rather flee and then come over here and then try to wag their damn finger and talk about how much better they're doing, after they got a damn scholarship specifically for them based off of our plight. And this is their homeland now. If we say that's their homeland, then we're anti-African. No, this is the truth.
Kindergarten cry in Ghana, they have roof. So tell Davido, go and put a roof over that university, because it is shameful. Upon all the arrogance and the pride, you would think you guys will actually put that energy, all that energy, into something useful. It is Ghana that you think you want to come and improve. You want to improve somewhere, improve your nation first, improve your tribes first, and then we can start talking about the other countries. And very lastly, if you try to come under my comment section to spew nonsense, I need you to understand that I am not the one. I am not one of those Ghanaians. I am not polite. I will meet you boot for boot. I promise you. Whatever comments you make, I will give it back to you. And I give permission to every other country that cannot stand you guys to also come for you.
What? Okay, I believe her. Nigerians, I don't know if y'all want to say nothing about her. I don't know. She must have been hanging around some FBAs, because she acting like an FBA right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. That fire don't really come from Ghana. She got some FBA fire right now. She must have had some real good macaroni. That's probably what it is. It was probably she probably went to the South. She went to Georgia. She went to Mississippi or something like that, and they had some real good macaroni with some good greens and fried chicken and cornbread. Now she coming in there lighting y'all up, because this ain't Ghana. She got some FBA energy right now. She must have went to a soul food restaurant or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if y'all want to come for her, because she said she's going to assemble the whole diaspora like the Avengers on Nigeria. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Anyway, so let's be respectful, let's be nice, and let's have fun. All right? Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Okay. Are you guys seeing? Because this goes into what we were saying before about political. This is the politically, economically, and socially. Okay, these are the issues that they cause us, and these are the issues that tethers cause everybody. Nobody likes them. Okay, nobody likes tethers. Not in America, not in the Caribbean, not in Africa. Nobody, and nobody should. Nobody wants to tolerate that. You got a whole bunch of videos of Ghanaians being all like, hey man, I can't stand Nigerians. Okay, you got South Africans being out like, I hate foreigners. All right, they're sitting up there literally fighting people to stay out of their country, as we're being told that we need to have this kumbaya mentality and we need to put everything aside under the guise that we're all black and we all need to come together we're all from the motherland and we really don't love each other. All right, as they laugh and they joke and they disrespect, man, y'all getting dragged by everybody, and I'm here for it. I'm just sitting on the sidelines like, damn. At this point, I'm damn near instigating. I'm like, damn, you gonna let her talk to you like that? You ain't gonna say nothing about her? I thought y'all had culture. You ain't gonna say nothing about her? Okay. She just called you an African booty scratcher. You ain't gonna say nothing? Okay, all right. But if I do it, all right. I'm instigating at this point. I'm all like, tell him again. He said Yoruba's better. He said, I ain't gonna tell you. He told me not to tell you, but he said their Jollof is better than your Jollof. Now, you didn't hear it from me. You want go get him. At this point, I'm damn near instigating. I'm enjoying it at this point. I'm enjoying it. I'm sitting up there. I got my phone tucked in, not trying to record to be all like, damn, you ain't gonna do nothing? Get up. Don't let her hit you like that. I'm instigating. I'm instigating it. Okay? Because everybody got this problem. And now, because of the thing is, we've disassembled the whole Nigeria, the whole Africa is together with this. Now we're articulating, and this is why it's good that we do this. We are perfectly articulating the issue. The issue isn't, well, you know what? We're not from Africa, so we hate Africa. No. I'm not from Asia. I'm not Asian. I don't hate Asia. Okay? I'm not from Europe. I don't hate Europe. These are just places. I don't hate these places. Now, I mean, you can make arguments for the people in the places, but that's a different story. But I don't hate the place in general. I don't hate these places. I'm not from Africa. I don't hate Africa. I'm not from the Caribbean. I don't hate the Caribbean. Now, when people come over here from these places and they cause problems, I do have a right as a true American to call these people out, to call these problems out. And it doesn't make me hateful to do that, because this is my home. If anybody comes to my home and they cause me an issue at all, I have a right to call that out, because we have an order here. Okay? And you guys are coming in and you causing problems left and right in every way you can. So in every way you can, you're causing a problem. I have to address this problem. It doesn't make me wrong or hateful. This is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen. And a lot of y'all gonna suffer from it. And this is okay. This is okay. Because what's happening now, and like I said, this is happening. This is the perfect effect. Y'all thought this wasn't being effective. Now you're starting to see, and I've been saying this. Remember what I said? I said the Caribbean are going to start flipping on the Africans. I said that. Remember? Then what else I say? I said the women are going to start calling them out. I said first the Caribbean, then the women. Okay? I said that. And now this is what you're seeing. Okay? Now you're actually seeing this exactly how I predicted it. Now you're seeing them being all like, actually, the Nigerians are the problem. Okay, so now y'all got an issue amongst the diaspora. So we're just going to sit back on the sidelines. We're going to handle our business. We're going to do what we got to do over here. Y'all leave us to our own devices. We're going to get our own reparations and all that stuff. And y'all deal with that diaspora issue over there. Okay? That's what y'all do, because over here we got something going on, and y'all coming over here and y'all with y'all infighting that you bring over here from your homelands. All of these tribalistic behaviors and these problematic behaviors they bring over here from their homeland, and now we're cutting that off. Now we're saying, actually, you take that back. You guys handle your business, okay? I wish y'all the best. It seems like y'all about to really scrap, but all right, y'all just be safe. I'm going to be over here handling FBA business, all right? Don't call me. I'm going to call you. That's how we don't call me. We going to call, don't, they going to, are you going to call? Yeah. But don't call me. Don't call me. Don't come to me. Don't ask for nothing. If we going to call you. How about that? That's how we're doing it now. That's exactly how we're doing it. Okay, now it's forcing them, because they understand that the Avengers that we've been is over with. Now it's forcing them to get it together, and we're seeing the effect. And unfortunately, I'm going to show you guys this. Unfortunately, there is going to be some people, because change is difficult. Change is difficult. Change is not easy. Change does not come overnight. Change does not come without sacrifice. This is the reality. So with change, there are going to be some people who are not happy. There are going to be some collateral situations. And as unfortunate as that is, it has to happen. It just does. It just has to happen, y'all. It has to happen. Let me show y'all something. For the people who have soft hearts of the for the issue, for the people who got soft, no, where is it? Okay, it's right here. Let me show y'all this. Okie doke. Hold on. Make this a little bad, man. A bit bigger, right? Oh, I got to get this one off the screen. Okay, y'all look at this. Now, y'all know me. I'm not a hater. I've always given credit where credit is due. I've seen her content before. And she has. I will give credit where credit is due, because I'm FBA and hating is not in my culture. I will give credit and say that she has held different Africans and Caribbeans accountable on multiple occasions. I will give credit where credit is due. I will also admit she is Haitian. She will admit that she's Haitian. And in this video, she's also incorrect. What she's saying is also incorrect. And I'm going to correct that. Okay? So let's start.
Now it wouldn't be me if I didn't address this, right? This Black African diaspora war, it needs to fucking stop. It needs to come to an end today. Today, okay? To me, it looks like the root of this Black people against other Black people, this war is all rooted in anger, right? And this is my opinion. I definitely want to make this a conversation piece. So get in the comments and tell me where you think the root is. But for me, I believe the root of this is anger, justifiable anger, but anger nonetheless. And just spiritually speaking, any war, any battle that is based in anger, that is rooted in anger, is already a war, a battle lost. Okay? It's already lost. You lost the battle. That's just my word. That's just me. Let me tell you guys why I think that all of this is rooted in anger, right? And because of that anger, the plot, the original intent of us banding together and showing them, and when I say them, I mean the outsiders, the actual outsiders, okay? The people who are not Black and disrespect us and look down at us because we have darker skin, okay? We have lost the plot that it was supposed to be us versus them, not us versus us. I've decided to enlist the help of this emotion wheel. Why? Because a lot of us don't know how to correctly identify the emotion that we're feeling so that we can properly regulate our emotions, right? So I have it
Now,
on anger
here's the
because
thing. Before she continues, because we got to break it down a little bit, before she continues talking about we've lost the plot. No, we've never lost the plot. We've never lost the plot, and we still have the plot now. We still have the plot now. I want y'all to understand, until the day I die, I'm never going to lose the plot. I'm never going to forget the mission or defer from the mission. We have not lost the plot. I have not lost the plot. I say Black first all the time because I understand Black empowerment is the plot. That's the plot. That's the mission. That's the goal. That's the allegiance. The problem is that we cannot have this allegiance with people who do not have the same allegiance. You can't join forces with another army if that army's allegiance isn't to the same place, isn't to the same mission, isn't to the same nation. And what we're realizing is that these people are coming with allegiances to being either their ethnicity or tribe first, or them being an immigrant first. Our allegiance is supposed to be to Black empowerment, and their allegiance is supposed to be to them being an immigrant. All right, which is why we keep clashing. Okay, because they are acting as if they can come over and run amok, the same way the Ghanaian woman said. Okay, so no, this is not losing the plot. This is correcting an issue. I said this before, right? When they talk about, yeah, we need to focus on the bigger enemy, the bigger goal, the bigger thing. No. Some things take steps. Okay, when you're building a house, you got to build the foundation first. For all of the people who know anything about construction, that means you got to dig. You got to dig so you can put the concrete deep in the dirt so the concrete doesn't actually rise back up and the house falls over. Okay, y'all, when you building a skyscraper, you got to dig. You got to put pillars down in the foundation of whatever building you're building, because otherwise the building is going to start shifting and falling all over the place. So the foundation is very important. And then on top of that, then you layer things on and you put layers on. Houses and buildings are done in phases, okay? You don't just have concrete and then say, okay, let's start painting. No, before you get to the painting and polishing the wooden floors, you got to get to the foundation first. And what we are realizing is that our foundation is not in alignment with their foundation. That's what we're realizing. We're realizing is that their agenda is not in alignment with our agenda. So now what we're saying is, okay, well, everybody who does not share the same agenda needs to go. Period. All of y'all need to go. All of y'all need to get out. All of y'all need to move aside because you guys are causing problems, which is why I brought up the 3 categories, okay? Politically, economically, and socially, they're causing different issues. All right. And not just in America, in Ghana and South Africa and a lot of other places, they're causing major issues. This is the problem, because the problem is because they don't come here to help or to be of any benefit to them, to us, especially if it's not in alignment with what's in their best interest, because they'll help when it's in their best interest, but then they won't help when it's not in their best interest. So when it comes to things like DEI, they're all on board for DEI because that's in their best interest. But when it comes to reparations, they fall back or they'll block that because it's not what's in their best interest. So now we're seeing like, okay, well, we can't have this army if we got traitors and backstabbers and collaborators in the army. If there was an army of 1,000 people, let me give you this analogy. If there was an army of 1,000 people and y'all were about to go to war, it was 1,000 men about to go to war, and the general gets a tip that one of the 1,000 men in the group is a double agent. Do you think the general is going to say, well, we'll deal with the double agent after we get back from the war? Oh, no. If the general gets a tip that one out of 1,000 people is a double agent, everything gotta stop. Stop the ship, stop the boat, stop the plane. We gotta settle this right now because we can't go to war with a single double agent, because I don't know who it is and y'all can cause a lot of damage. So we can't go to war with a single double agent, a single collaborator in our mix. And what we have learned is that we have been dealing with this problem for generations, where we've ignored the fact that we got backstabbers, collaborators, and double agents under the guise of let's just focus on the bigger picture. And what we're realizing is that we never even get to the bigger picture because of the damn double agents, because of the backstabbers, the traitors, and the collaborators. We can never even get there. So now we're actually starting to come to the realization and logically think, actually, before we take off and go to this land and fight this war, let's find out who the double agent or agents are and get them out the paint. So this is necessary. And it's going to get ugly, but this is necessary because you cannot succeed if you keep doing it that way. The definition of insanity, you all know. You all know. Doing the same thing again and again, over and over, and expecting a different result. Y'all know that. So no, this is not us losing the plot, but let's let her go.
because I do believe that is the root, right? And I'm going to speak for Black Americans for a moment. I understand that I am Haitian American, and if I'm incorrect, I'm open to being corrected, and you can get in the comments and correct me. But I feel from what I've read in my comments that Black Americans feel angry. Why? They feel let down. They feel let down because they feel betrayed. They feel betrayed in the fact that they have decided to open up their arms and allowed other Africans or other Black people from the diaspora into their community, and they're not being respected, okay? I feel that they also feel humiliated. If you go to humiliated, it shows they feel disrespected. And they have stated this over and over, that they feel disrespected in their own spaces. How do we create a space for Black Americans, allow other Black people, Black diaspora into that space, and we still get disrespected in our own spaces? This is what they feel. You understand? I also believe that they're a little bit bitter. Why? Because they feel violated. If you go into bitter, it goes to violated. It's right there. They feel violated. I think that they're mad because they're furious. Okay? They have done everything as far as suppress their emotions, not act out and lash out in anger. And trust me, they have almost 400 years worth. Okay? They have a lot to be angry about, but they didn't give into that. Right? And it's like, where did I bring me and my people? Where did I get us? You understand? I also feel like they're aggressive right now because they've been provoked. Okay? Right? They're frustrated because they're infuriated and they're annoyed. They're annoyed that nothing is fucking changing. This has been their history for more than 400 years. They stay feeling like they always are getting the short end of the stick in a country that they fucking built. You understand? So I could understand. I'm showing you guys, I see the anger, right? And I see where it's coming from, which is why I stated, I believe that it is, justifiable anger. However, I also think that they're distant from us.
Now, here's the thing. Is the anger justified? Yeah, of course it is. I will say that the anger is justified. Now, I'm not here moving off of emotion. You can be angry and still not move off of emotion. We're not emotional. This isn't an emotional response, but there's anger that is reasonably justified just the same way everybody else is angry. Now, you're adding a lot of things in there, though. Like, we feel humiliated, we feel bitter, and we feel like ashamed and violated. Oh, well, whoa. Now, if you can say we feel frustrated, yeah, I agree. Yep, I sure agree. The same way everybody else feels frustrated. You say we're fed up. Yep, I agree. Okay. You say we're bitter. Bitter or what? Hold on. I don't know what pie chart you're reading off of. That's why you probably shouldn't read off that pie chart. Okay. To talk about we don't feel bitter or humiliated. Okay. Now, do we feel massively disappointed? The truth be told, yes. Truth be told, yes. There is a massive amount of disappointment. Is that humiliation? No, we don't feel humiliated because we're not disappointed in ourselves. We're disappointed in you all. So the humiliation isn't on us. It's a sense of disappointment, but it's not a sense of disappointment on our end. We're not disappointed with each other. We're disappointed with the way you guys have behaved and the way it has not worked out. So let's put this in its proper perspective. Okay. We're not bitter or we don't feel humiliated, because then you would have to articulate why we would feel humiliated. I don't feel humiliated. I'm sure y'all don't feel humiliated. Okay. Frustrated. Yeah, it's very frustrating dealing with these damn tethers. I swear to God. But no, humiliated. No. I'm sure we do not feel humiliated or bitter. Okay. And then I wouldn't even say aggressive. Like you're using this pie chart, and this pie chart is inaccurately depicting what we're saying. This is why you, not being from the lineage, you're not going to be able to comprehend this, because you're trying to comprehend from looking in from a window, and we're the ones who are actually experiencing it. This is not aggression. You can ask Nigerians how they handle aggression. No, you ain't seen no aggression yet.
want to be distant from all of the other Black people. You want to know why? Because of all of this shit that's going on. They want to isolate themselves. They feel numb. They want to withdraw. It's like, fuck it. You know what? We tried to be with everybody, but we feel like nobody is respecting us. So let's just be Black American. That's how they're feeling, right? They're feeling very critical, as in they feel critical and they feel skeptical that we actually can band together and respect one another, right? And so that they're dismissive to the idea all in all, right? Now, again, if you think that I'm wrong, you can get in my comments and tell me what it is. Okay?
Well, to a degree, before we go there, there's people who are dismissive, and there's a growing sense of skepticism of unity from our lineage. It is, and there's reason for that. Let me let you guys understand why. Okay? Because the sense of unity that somebody comes there and they talk about is a sense of unity that is done by verbal communication and not actual change. That is the sense of unity that we have always shown other people, and that has not been shown to us. Now, when people talk about unity, people don't talk about that in a context of changed behavior or actual camaraderie. People talk about unity in the context of let's talk it out, which really translates to why don't y'all settle down? That's when people talk about unity, it's to get us to kind of stand down and settle down and dismiss a lot of the disrespect, which is why foundational Black Americans have grown exhausted of a conversation of unity, because we understand that the unity is not met with action. The unity is met with, you guys need to chill out. And that's the same way, and we are exhausted of that, because that's the same way white supremacists have done. Okay, because you've had several white supremacists throughout the years, whether that's the civil rights movement before then, even today, and they'll be all like, oh, come on, guys, we're all human beings, man. Don't you understand? We should all be working together. You know, my best friend is Black. My best friend is Black. He taught me how to play basketball. I love him. He's just so great. His name's Tyrone. He's a great man, dude. So I'm just saying, he's like, he even let me say the N-word one time. And all I'm saying is that unity, you know, we love each other, like, because we're all, no. And then when we'll talk about unity, like, yeah, I want unity, my brother. Okay, you want unity? Well, what do you think about reparations? Oh, well, hold on. Reparations for what, though? Like, I mean, slavery was a really long time ago. I don't really see. That's the unity. Because then it'd be like unity. Okay, well, what about reparations? Well, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I'm part Irish. Am I gonna get reparations too? Like, that's how they get. That's exactly how they get. And we're seeing that same behavior with a lot of the foreigners. Okay, we're seeing that same behavior with you all, the diaspora. So it's unity. And then when we say, okay, well, now we actually need you guys to do this. Now if it's not in your best interest, now you guys don't want to do that. Okay, so there is a legitimate reason why we've grown very exhausted, and some people will still have a conversation, but we've gone very weary, where we hear it almost like a buzzword of unity or Pan-Africanism, because we already know the rabbit hole that leads down to. Okay, because when we talk about Pan-Africanism is always framed in the guise of what is in the best interest of Africa, not what's in the best interest of Black empowerment, but what's in the best interest of Africa, what's in their best interest, even if that comes in spite of our best interest. So this is why when it comes to the conversations of Pan-Africanism, people say, you know what, I don't even want to engage in that conversation, because we're realizing that these are time-wasting conversations, because too many of you all don't intend really on having the action behind it. These are just words to get us to settle down. So that's why.
I also think that there's a lot of Black Americans that feel sad. They feel sad behind this shit. Okay? They do. They feel hurt because it's like, imagine having your hand out and getting slapped and fucked over and thrown over and tossed over every which way. And you keep coming out with your hand out, hoping that the next person changes. And you've been getting more bad experiences than good. You understand? Right? So they feel disappointed. They might even feel a little bit depressed because they feel empty. Imagine you gave all that you could fucking give. You gave all that you could give. You know, like I feel like some of them might probably even feel a little bit guilty in the sense of remorseful. We should have never fucking been open to you motherfuckers. I feel like a lot of them probably feel this way as well.
Ooh, look. This is why you cannot have nobody outside of the lineage talking about what they think we feel. You can't. Okay, disappointed, and I already expressed that. Yes, it's very disappointing. The same way you all would feel disappointed if you guys had your version of Dr. King and the Black Panther Party and all of these people fight for the rights for their government to allow you all to come into the country. And then you all come into the country and then say, we're better than all of you all. You all would feel very disappointed in us. Yeah, so the disappointment is real. Are we sad? No, that's not the right word. Are we sad? No. Do we feel guilty of what? What why would we feel guilty? Guilty of what? What have we done wrong? You feel guilty when you do something wrong. What? Okay, all right. We just feel everything. Okay. But now look at where it goes.
While you guys' anger is justified, again, if you don't see that right now, a lot of the decisions that you guys are making is rooted in anger, you don't realize how much hard work and unification that you guys will be disbanding. Okay. For instance, something like this, right? This is Nadine's hair braiding shop, 24-hour service, right? They have African and Black American and Caribbean people all working in this shop together, all right? All working in this shop together. Their youngest braider is actually a Black American braider. She's 17 years old. She's 17 right now. Do you understand the opportunity that she's getting, the exposure that she's getting, right? If you guys decide to boycott every Black business, if you guys decide to really isolate yourselves, and I'm speaking to Black Americans, I understand the hurt, but I feel like you gotta be more critical with where you guys are identifying, you know, your course of action and where you guys are gonna attack, because you would actually be hurting your own. You'd be hurting your own and so many other people that are a part of the African diaspora that didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. They also donate and help the community, okay? They give back. They give back to the women's shelters. They give back. They do free hair braiding for women in shelters. This is us coming together. As you can see, it says African, it says Black women, it says Caribbean women, all women from the diaspora. They come together and help the community heal, give free services, food, and donations. You want to stop this? Do you honestly feel? And I understand when other races destroy shit, they don't care about the good that they're helping destroy also. But us, we built differently. Black people were built differently. Do you honestly want to say that you had a hand in helping destroy something like this and helping delay something like this? Do you want that? Do you honestly want that? And here, I'm just going to leave this here. You could.
Oh, let's break that down. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. Listen to what I'm saying. Now, for people who are making it seem like the boycott don't matter, this is them confessing. They're conceding to the fact that this boycott is hurting. This boycott matters. It does. there may be a couple of black, now from what I heard, they had like a couple hundred braiders in the shop. There may be a couple of black American braiders in there, possibly. Okay. And if the shop comes down, they might lose their job. You know, that's unfortunate. But the thing is, I want y'all to listen to me with this. But the thing is that change can be very painful. Change can be very inconvenient. Change can have a lot of consequences and a lot of collateral damage. But this is all for the greater good. So some people might unfortunately have to get another occupation, they might have to get another job or whatever the case is, they'll be okay. They'll be okay. It's not as if anybody is going there with damn Molotov cocktails and throwing it in a building full of people. Nobody is coming there with no AK-47 shooting the place up. Nobody is coming there running their cars through the building. Nobody's coming there causing any physical harm to anybody. All right. This is just us holding our dollars to ourselves. So with that being said, everybody will be okay. All right. And the thing is that they're actually going to be more than okay, because actually everybody is going to be better, because this is going to be the necessity that brings about the change. This is what happens. Now, are all of the African braiding shops bad? No, nobody is probably saying that. There's probably some very solid ones out there. But the thing is that when you have this situation that's been built up for so long, there's unfortunately going to be collateral. There's going to be some collateral damage, and you're going to have some people who have not done anything wrong, and they're going to start feeling the pain too. This is just what it is. This is what it takes, because you all don't develop any solution. You all aren't bringing us anywhere, and we have tried. Boycotting was not our first reaction, okay? It has not been our first reaction for years. We've tried to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and nothing has happened. Now it's time for action. Now we're getting told, remember, we're doing too much. This is causing too much damage. No. Okay, whatever damage this is going to cause, everybody's going to live the next day. Nobody is advocating any harm to come to anybody. Nobody's doing that. So everybody's going to be able to find something to do the next day. Okay, so with that being said, whatever damage comes about this is going to birth a better environment. Okay, sometimes if a building, I was using the analogy of a building, sometimes if a building's foundation is flawed and is structured wrong, if the inspectors do a thing on the pillars of a building and they say this building is not safe, we got to knock the whole thing down. It's got to be destroyed. We have to demolish this thing, sweep it up, and start it up again. This is what they'll say. Because you can't have something on a janky foundation. We can't have some alliance on this janky foundation where we just get exploited. So now the whole thing is coming down now. And now that the whole thing is coming down, y'all got to be like, wait. We don't have to bring the whole thing down. And we're here with the wrecking ball. Like, actually, yes, we do. You want to move out the way. It's coming. That's what we got to do. Okay. Now it's no. Because when the thing is, when the foundation is janky, the building cannot last. All right. This is what it has to be. Is it going to be unfortunate? Is it going to be tough? Is it going to be ugly? Unfortunately, it will be. But I want you all to remember, everybody who's watching this, I want y'all to remember this was nobody's first response. This is nobody's first reactions. But I'm going to be honest. The African community has bought this on themselves. They've been the one who, when somebody said boycott, they said, I dare you. They challenged it and they teased it and they bought it on. And now they're dealing with the consequences of their own actions. They are getting nothing less than what they deserve. And at the end of the day, the world will be better for this. the world will look back at this and they will say, you all foundational Black Americans, you all make the right decision. Because this is what it takes. You all made the right decision. Right now, we're the bad guys because we're the people bringing about the change. And when you bring about the change, people who don't want to change are going to look at the people bringing about the change as the villains. So right now, we are being looked at, or at least they're trying to frame us as the villains because we're bringing about the change that's necessary. All right? Keep this in mind. We're not harming you all. And we don't advocate for you all to be harmed. We're not doing that to you guys. Not the way you guys would do if we were in your homeland doing that. Nobody is doing that. But what we're saying is actually, all things considered, we actually need to sit down and have a reset. But because our lineage is not consistently not prioritized the same way that we have prioritized everybody else, now we have to reevaluate how we deal with everybody. Okay? We are now reevaluating how we deal with everybody. Whether that's the Hispanics, which is why you keep seeing the Hispanics talk about some Black and brown coalition, and they want us to help them out with ICE, and we keep saying, no, actually, we cool. We're not helping you out with ICE. Actually, you guys need to stop with all of this illegal stuff. That they're asking us to help them out with ICE and birthright citizenship, and we sitting up there like, no, y'all need to go home. So Hispanics are feeling it. Ask them. Target is feeling it. Ask them. Now you guys are feeling it, because now as foundational Black Americans, we have reassessed our relationship with everybody. We've been looking at the scoreboard. We've been looking at all of the money sent out and the money received. And we're saying that, damn, it seems like all of the money just keep getting sent out and we ain't receiving nothing from nobody. So now at this point, okay. So now it's gotten to this point. All right. Let me let a little bit more play, because it is a kind of longer video, but we're almost done.
Pause and read the entire thing. Hopefully, if I've had your attention thus far, you will do so. But if you can't, let me just summarize it. This fucking war of Black against Black is dumb. It's fucking dumb. It's dumb. We're better together. We're better unified. Okay? These white motherfuckers, they loving this shit right now. They're loving this division. They're loving it. I promise you right now, despite whatever group of white have beef, if they had to link up to come against us, they're linking the fuck up. They're linking the fuck up to take us down. And they have been for years, for centuries. You see it right now, today. So why the fuck are we trying to help them? Why are we trying to help them? Why? Why are we trying to help them with a fucking goal that they've been trying to accomplish since they fucking set eyes on us? Since they set eyes on us, they've been trying to take us down. This fucking war is literally helping speed shit along. We're not supposed to be making shit easy for them. So what the fuck are we doing? When it came to boycotting Essence Fest, I was all for it. Why? Because you guys deserve to have something that is 100% rooted in Black American culture. That's what it was designed for. Africanizing it is wrong. And I believe that the new owner and what he's trying to do is wrong. That is the correct course of action. You had a bad experience with an African braider, you boycott that African braider. You don't enlist a national boycott on all African businesses. No, it doesn't make any sense. And then you guys are taking it even further. I saw some of you guys are asking and saying that you guys should start calling ICE on immigrants. So you guys want to be Karens now? Y'all want to be Karens? If you have a problematic immigrant and it's a one-on-one issue, do what you got to do. But you guys want to now start spotting immigrants and working for ICE? Come on now. That's straight hatred and anger. And you guys need to see that shit. That's not conducive. You guys are losing the plot.
This is what we have to listen. What I say, okay? The decisions that I make, I do a lot of thinking to myself often. I often do a lot of thinking to myself. The reason why I do this is because I saw this interview years ago with Dr. Martin Luther King. He did an interview with MSNBC, and this was right before he passed away, or was assassinated, rather. Okay, this is when he started changing. And he said that I've been doing a lot of soul searching, and it's caused me to change and see things in a more realistic point of view. All right. And he told, and this is something that I learned, and shout out to Dr. King for this, okay? Because I will never forget this when Dr. King said this. I'll never, ever forget this. Now, we all know about the March on Washington, which is coming up later on this month, right? Or the anniversary, rather. We all know about that. And we know about how optimistic and hopeful Dr. King was. We all understand this. But Dr. King also acknowledged that he had a problem. When Dr. King did his interview with MSNBC, Dr. King said, and I swear I would play it, but they give me a copyright strike every time they do. Dr. King said that his optimism was naive, and his optimism wasn't grounded enough with realism. And now his optimism has actually led his people, or he felt like he led his people into a burning building. Okay, his dream has become a nightmare. When he was talking about doing the I have a dream of white kids and black kids getting along and all that, I'm paraphrasing, but he said that became a nightmare because he was too optimistic. And the thing is that we are realizing, like Dr. King had to come to a soul searching moment and realize we have been too optimistic. And here's the thing, even though he said this, and I respect this, even though he said we should still have a cover of optimism in everything we do. We should still look at things with a glass half full mentality. There should be a cover of optimism and hopefulness in everything that we do. Otherwise, what's the point? If we're not hopeful that we will change anything and make anything better, what is the point? If we're not optimistic that we'll change anything and make anything better, what is the point? So you do have to have optimism in there, but your optimism can turn into you being naive or delusional even if you do not ground your optimism with realism. You have to be realistic about the situation. And you have to understand where you are realistically, even though that might prevent you from having the optimistic vision that you would like to have. You have to anchor that with realism so you don't drift off into being delusional. And what we are realizing is that we have been delusional as far as our relationship with all of these people, with all of these people of color, whether that's the Hispanics, whether that's the Asians, and unfortunately, whether that's the diaspora. We have been delusional as far as our relationship with them. And now, just like Dr. King, when he had his awakening, I guess you can call that, or when he, we'll call it awakening for the lack of a better term for right now. When he had that, that's the same thing that we're having culturally right now. We're having the same cultural thing. Well, you know what? Right now, we've been realizing that we have been way too optimistic with everybody. And we've been being so hopeful about a potential of what Pan-Africanism could have been and the potential of the benefit that it could have had. And we have allowed we've allowed the ship to drift into delusion, and we've been delusional into Pan-Africanism, which is why I keep calling the Pan-Africanists out, because I'm all like, do you guys not understand? You guys are acting like you're acting delusional, like this is a religion, when this was supposed to be a strategy, and you married your damn identity into a strategy that's not working. That's delusion. And now enough of us have come back into reality and said, you know what? Realistically speaking, we do not have the same history. Realistically speaking, we are not the same. Realistically speaking, this is the reality. Now, we understand that we're still fighting white supremacy, and we are never going to lose the plot of that. We're never going to lose sight of that. But realistically, we are different. And it's okay. And now that we can view things from a bit realistic, grounded, realistic perspective, now we make the proper steps forward. The same way Dr. King was doing. The second Dr. King decided to ground his optimism in his vision and ideology in a realistic base and foundation, he started making the proper steps forward. That's why he went to talking about white kids and black kids getting along and all of that stuff. And now he's sitting up there talking about reparations. Then he was talking about, hey, we need to go to Washington to get our check. It's not about sitting there with white kids and black kids and eating a damn ice cream cone or whatever. Now it's time for us to get our reparations for what y'all been doing. Okay? So when you ground your ideology, even if it does have a sense of optimism, which it should, when you ground that with realism, now you start making the logical steps forward, which is what the boycott is. The boycott is the logical step forward. That's the literal most logical thing that can be done at this point. Because everybody else is saying, hey, that's too far, that's too far, that's too far. And we've been saying, what else is the option? What else? Because the thing is that once the cat's out of the bag, you can't put the cat in. We realize the problem now. We can't ignore the fact that this problem exists. Now that everybody sees the damn elephant in the room, now what are we going to do about this damn elephant? And you guys keep telling us we need to not move the elephant. We need to not address the elephant. Well, now that you notice it, now you can't unnotice it. We can't unnotice this problem now. We can't unnotice our position now. So this is where we're at now, and no, everybody is coming up telling us we're going too far, we're doing too much, we're crossing the line, but nobody is giving any other solution. Nobody is telling them they're doing too much, they're crossing the line, they're going too far. They don't have a solution. They don't. We are the only people who have a solution. We're the only people who have a method. We're the only people who are getting things done. Okay? Ask Kamala Harris about that. Ask Fat Joe about that. Ask Target about that. We're the only people who are getting things done right now because we're basing everything out of realism. Are there going to be some people who are going to be hurt, sad, disappointed? Yeah. But this is what it takes. This is what it takes. And I don't want you guys to feel like we're doing something wrong. I don't want you guys to feel like we're overstepping or this is out of hatred. I keep consistently saying, hey, I don't hate none of y'all. I don't hate you guys. Which is why I keep using the analogy of the doctor. I don't hate you guys. Okay? You all are sick. But we just did with the pandemic, right? If one person has a sickness, the COVID, right? Yeah, you're sick. You have to quarantine. You have to stay away from the group because you're going to get the group sick. That's what we're doing. We're quarantining now. We're realizing who is sick, who is good, who is good. Now, okay, well, if you got the virus, you got the virus, you all need to leave because you guys are getting everybody sick. Everybody else has a problem. So now what we're doing is we're diagnosing people and identifying who are the problems. And now we're handling that accordingly. That's what a doctor does. That's the answer. All right. Which is now why you're seeing Ghanaians and South Africans calling out Nigerians. Because now they're looking at they're accepting the damn ideology, and now they're saying, hey, Nigerians are the ones causing the damn virus. Nigerians are the ones who are sick. So it's working, and it's not going to be quick. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be pretty, but change oftentimes is not. But what we do is we keep on going, and we keep the pressure up. We keep the pressure up. This is the only way we're going to solve anything because nobody else has a solution. We are literally the only people who have a solution. Arguably, we've always been that. Well, you can damn near argue we've always been the only ones. And now it's okay. Because when we knock the building down and then we build it back up, It's not going to be built back the same. It's going to be built back the way it was supposed to. When we had it built in this foundation that was destructive before, we thought that everybody was everybody and everybody could lock arms and we can all march together. Like this was the civil rights movement. Now, because of our realism, we realize that it's not going to work that way. Why? Because the history and culture is what develops a people's resolve against injustice. Let me repeat that. History and culture is what develops a people's resolve against injustice. And what we've realized is that everybody does not share the same history nor culture. So everybody doesn't have the same resolve, the same fortitude, the same ingenuity, the same bravery, courageousness, and creativity that we have. And that's okay. That's okay. So now what we have to realize is that instead of us all being this one big family or whatever, and everybody is sitting at this round table, no. Now there has to be the people who spearhead. So now what needs to happen is now everybody needs to get on our page. We are not to get on anybody else's page anymore. We are not to step aside for anybody else's interest anymore. Now our interest needs to be the priority. We're the only ones who are going to do it. So now our interest needs to be the priority, whether you like it or not, because we are going to make it the priority. We are going to make it the front page issue, and it's going to stay there. And it doesn't matter who goes through what. It doesn't matter what happens to anybody else. Our issue is on the front page, and it will stay there indefinitely. It's not going anywhere. We are the ones who are going to be spearheading this from now on. It's never going to go back to where it was before. We're never going to go back to this thinking we're some generic Africans and we're lost and we need to put them on a pedestal. It will never go back to that. Doesn't mean we hate you, but it means we're realistic enough to know what we need to do now. So it's never going to go back to that. So now it's going back to us prioritizing our lineage, because our lineage is the cure to this virus. I said that at the rally for reparations, that our lineage is the cure to the virus that is white supremacy. So that's what needs to be prioritized. So if we now know the cure to the virus, what sense does it make for us to try to use some other cure? No, this is the cure. We're this right here, this little tube or the serum or whatever the case is, this medication, this is the cure. We I don't know if y'all can see it. We are the cure here. This is we are the cure. That's it. So from now on, our lineage is going to be prioritized. And that's just what it has to be. Now, if y'all don't want to get on board with that, y'all can leave. If y'all do, cool. If y'all don't, cool. It's not going to change what we do. It's not going to change what we do. Because we know the cure now. Let me get to some of these other super chats. All right. Okay. All right. Shout out to Davey. Says, remember this too? No. Oh, he already said that. Let me see. Latoya says, tribes are where we live. I'm in New York, and because I did say something about tribes. Tribes are where we live. I'm in NC. Oh, North Carolina. Okay, you're in NC and we're on code. Yeah, shout out to North Carolina. Shout out to the Carolinas. Let me get you David. David says traitors are 100 times worse than enemies, ma'am. That is true. That's very true. Okay, and you got to get rid of the traitors. F all the traitors. Yep, that's true. She says again, just checked her people. Hey, that's necessary. That is necessary. Enoch says Black ID is our hold on, let me see something. I cannot see this damn word. Let me zoom in real quick. Hold on. Uniter. I literally had to zoom in. Black ID is our uniter. Our seeds divide by native tribes equal being African. Okay. It says we'll see the non-black tribes members as racist family like black Latinos do. It says black rights must be priority forever. Be one, not tribe one. Hey, be one, fam. Thank you. Let's see. Mother Tree Moon, we need more footage of the empty African shops. Hey, we can get that. We can get that more footage just to show what we're doing. Your me says, we've been fighting white supremacists for 500 years. We do not care to go to war with a bunch of failed tethers. And yeah, all of this is a war. This ain't no war. This ain't no war. We're not in war. We're not harming nobody. We're not harming nobody or wishing nobody harm. It's a boycott? How's that a war? Sounds like she wants us to be the bigger person and apologize. Not today. Yeah, all of that bigger person stuff is no. Still no African accountability. Shaking my head. Yep. No. All of that's over with. All of that, we need to be the bigger person. We are the bigger person. We're the bigger. We're the biggest people in the room. No, yeah, we're the bigger person. Shout out to Latrivia for the cash app. Thank you very much. We're the bigger person. But does being the bigger person mean allowing and enabling problems? As the bigger person, we got to solve the problem. We are solving the problem. And this is what happens. So now we're allowing them to really fight among we're allowing them to solve their own problems. That's being the bigger person. All right. That's what we are. Being the bigger person is a gaslighting tactic to tell people that we need to just ignore the disrespect. No, we've always been the bigger person. That's our culture. Our culture is to be the bigger person. But now we're grounding being the bigger person with a sense of realism. We're grounding being the bigger person with a sense of realism. So now realistically, what the bigger person is going to do is the bigger person is going to step in and then just command the room. That's what we're doing now. We're stepping in and now we're commanding the room. And when people disobey the commands, there are consequences. That's what the bigger person does. So if you want to say we need to be the bigger person, trust me, we on that. We are on that. You don't understand how much of the bigger person we're really about to be very shortly. Foundation Black American brothers and sisters, my exceptional people, thank you very much. We've been on here and we've discussed, and I want you guys to remember, because we showed a lot of receipts, the issues politically, economically, and socially, these tethers are causing a problem. And now we are the solution to that problem. All right. And we're not doing too much. Don't let nobody tell you we're doing too much. And all of the people who have big hearts and all of that stuff and wear their feelings on their sleeves, they'll be okay. Because we're not going to stop. They'll have to just live with it. They'll have to live with it. But I think they'll be okay. And if they won't, in war, there's collateral. Metaphorically speaking, there's collateral. They'll be okay, though. If you guys did not get a notification to the live stream, you guys didn't get a notification to the live stream, let's get to y'all can follow on social media. That way you guys get extra notifications, but you guys should be pressing your notifications. All right. You should be hitting that like button. You should be hitting that subscribe button. You should make sure that you guys do that. Okay. We should have a bunch of likes, a bunch of subscribes with all the receipts that we had tonight. Okay. Like, subscribe, everything like that. Also, before you guys go, I don't want y'all to go yet. Don't want y'all to go just yet. Don't go just yet. Don't go just yet. Just stay for a little bit longer because I want to ask you guys something, or I got to say something to you guys. I want to thank you guys. Okay. I want to thank you guys because we've been putting in a lot of work. We really, really have. We really, really have been putting in a tremendous amount of work. You all have. So for the culture channel, we have over 7,000 subscribers. We damn near just started consistently putting things on this channel, and that's really been this year. Only really this year have we like really been stepping it up and consistently putting a bunch of stuff on the channel. All right. If you guys remember correctly, I was putting the TikTok lives on my channel on Afro Elite, which would have really blew the channel up. It really would have blew the channel up if I would have kept all of the TikTok lives on Afro Elite. But I decided to let For the Culture, I felt like it was better if we did it as a group and as a team on the For the Culture thing. So For the Culture is taking off. It is everybody loves it. Everybody has great things to say about it. Okay. It's so much greatness on that channel. People don't know. People are addicted to that. People keep asking me, when's the next one? When's the next one? When's the next one? Okay. So thank you all for that. And we still got what, 4 months left in the year. So we still got way more to go. Over 7,000 right now. This is a perfect timing right now. And we still got some great things on the channel coming up on the channel. All right. So y'all, if y'all have not subscribed, y'all got to make sure you guys go subscribe to that. Thank you all for that. I appreciate that. Thank you all. Yes. I mean, I don't know how much to say as far as thank you guys for that. All right. Because we've been working very hard, very tirelessly on that channel, but the work is starting to pay off. It's starting to pay off. And that's because all of us are contributing together as a team. So thank you. Thank you. All right. And with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, my exceptional family, Black first to every single last one of you, because we never lost the plot. We never do. Okay. Black empowerment is the mission. Thank you all for that. With that being said, you all have a good rest of your night. You guys have a good weekend. Y'all be safe. And of course, you all stay blessed.